Good evening, everyone. How are y'all doing? Black Watch, Victor, Dorinda. Black Watch, you have me laughing. It's Tuesday. Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. Probably not something you have in Canada. But it's a thing here. Our Dairy Queen has tacos for $1 each on Tuesdays, and it's just a thing. Hey, Garrett, how are you? So, just got off a Liberty Warrior. We're all doomed. No, we're not. Put on the armor of God. Stay in prayer. We're not doomed. We are here to relax. See the beach? Life is a beach. So, y'all been watching the truckers? They've been having meetings with senators and representatives. Of course, we all know how that works. Never. Um, I think RSBN is having a live of a meeting right now. If anybody's interested in going to watch it, there's a lot of coverage on the ground. Sasnick does a live every day, and Oreo Express, and Angry Conservative. He goes by something else too, news with AC or something like that. There's some really good people up there. They are fighting for what we all want. Just support them any way you can. Patrick Kelly, good to see you. I can't see y'all's comments, but I can see your names. You call it Fat Tuesday? Because you do. That's good. Yeah, I think I ate too much tonight. Did a lot of running around today. Walked in a beauty shop for the first time in 5 years. That was different. You can't tell it, but so I'll probably wait another 5 years. If that. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna let you see. It's just you really can't tell. I promise you. You cannot tell a thing. She didn't cut my hair. I didn't let her cut it. I went to get some highlights, and uh, she didn't. It. You can't even tell it. So, $80 later, I'm not real happy. That's okay. You know what the best thing about a beauty shop is? The hair wash. Oh my gosh. She was massaging my neck. It was great. I guess that was worth the $80. How far did I get? I don't understand that question, Black Watch. I haven't gone anywhere. Yeah. No, I'm not in Oklahoma. I'm in Texas, just under Oklahoma. A lot of things are the same here and there, except for the landscape. We have hills and trees and really good dirt. Um, that's why we have, I don't know, about 50 miles of vineyards west of me. They're, well, they're all over the place around me. Um, we have rivers and lakes all around us. We're we're just surrounded by anything you could want here. Hello, different.
Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Awesome.
Um, I'm pretty sure everybody that's in chat would really appreciate seeing your hairdo because you've been talking about it for days.
Maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
You don't like it that much?
It's you. I'm telling you, you cannot tell a difference at all. Not at
Okay,
all.
I thought she was highlighting it for you.
Yeah. The mistake I made was saying that because when they use the highlight, it's bleach, no matter what, right? If you're
Not
gonna like,
always, but okay.
well, there it is. And so I didn't want it to be a gigantic shock. So I said, you know, maybe a honey color kind of. Hey, Crystal, good to see
Hey,
you.
how are y'all today?
Hi, Crystal.
Hey, everyone in chat.
Stay over there.
Hey, Gigi's.
GG. Um, so I guess, and she didn't do it as thick as she usually does. So it's just like, you just can't tell it. Just trust me.
Aw, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's all right. It was fun. I got out of the house, and even though it was cold, and I know it's not cold to y'all, but in the 40s is cold to us.
Well, it's 72 in Florida. Ain't nothing about cold here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the 20s, so we're good.
Hopefully,
I
hopefully
don't know.
this.
I didn't check the weather today. My daughter did, but when I went outside earlier, it felt like about 20-ish. So I'm just gonna go with that.
Well, I'll wrap y'all some heat up and send it to y'all because I don't like it.
We'll get ours eventually.
I like the fall weather where it's not too hot and not too cold. My body don't like the cold, but I can put more clothes on than I can take off.
Trick.
Black Horse, I'm not sure what you're saying, but I've been chatting with you since you came on.
That's why here we have all those gadgets that have mist coming out. You can get the tubing that you can put around your deck, and it has a continuous mist. You can get misting bottles. I have one that I carry with me everywhere. Or you can just get a little spray bottle even with some water in it and just spray every so often just to cool off. Um, for years, I had vehicles without air conditioning, and that's the most horrible thing to be driving. Well, and then too, I was working like about an hour and 15 minutes from home. And so going in, the sun is in your face, and coming out, the sun is in your face. And no air conditioning is, it just doesn't mix well. You have to have air conditioning in Texas.
Yeah,
And let's say in Florida too.
I've got stigmatism in my eyes. So when the sun's right in my eyes, or I can't drive at night too much because of the lights going in my eyes from the
Hey,
it,
Tracy.
it blinds me.
I can't drive at night at all. Yeah,
Hey, Tracy.
I totally understand that. And maybe it's the cataracts that I'm supposed to get taken off, but I just don't drive at night. And I used to love to drive at night because that's the
Oh,
coolest time, and the
yeah,
lights, and I love seeing the lights of the, because you're driving forever before you see the lights. So you know you're somewhere if you get where the lights. I just, that's the only thing I like about the cities is the lights. And after watching Liberty Warrior a while ago, stay away from the lights.
yes. I was gonna ask if y'all watched that.
I'll have to watch him tomorrow. I didn't watch him tonight.
It's like damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Exactly. Ain't it lovely to get old though? You get all these special things. Like special doctors you have to go to.
Dadgummit, conservative cowboy. I get those Amber Alerts on my phone all the time here. That happens so much here in Texas.
I get them once
I
in a
don't know if
while.
y'all, we get them a lot. I've been on uh, panels, get one, and everybody thinks it's an EBS and starts freaking out. And I'm like, no, it's a Amber Alert, but just as bad or worse to me. It depends on the situation. A lot of times, um, I'm going to go there. Uh, if a child has been taken from the home by the agency, the parent is kidnapping their child back. I'll just say that,
Hmm.
which I can totally understand.
Me too. Because
But
they're in it big time with the trafficking.
yes, yes. Um, hopefully, I can put a dent in that. I'm I'm trying to get to where I can work on that, but it's really hard.
Yeah, it is. Well, a couple weeks ago, I got a blue alert. I didn't know what that was until somebody told me. It's about police that a policeman had got shot,
Hey,
and I was like,
Robert,
Well, here a blue alert means a senior.
see
"That's
A
what
here,
it was."
that's
senior's
a
missing.
silver.
See,
Oh, okay,
Ours is
maybe.
silver. Blue alert is officer down usually.
Hello,
yeah,
Z-Man.
no, I didn't know that. Kind of stupid. I'm like, what in the world does this mean? Some kind of we fixing to be in war? Take cover.
I only learned it with the fire department. We had to have scanners on us and uh, had to know all the codes and alerts. And so, yeah,
So
Um,
you work for our department?
yeah,
Thank you for your service.
you're welcome. It wasn't,
Definitely. Thank you for your service.
well, it was a big deal. I
It's just not
didn't,
military. Yeah. I'm sorry, Bonnie.
yeah, I didn't actually run the hoses or anything like that. Um, it was the educational part is what we did. We'd go to the schools and um, teaching the kids what to do if there's a fire in the home, teaching the parents to make a plan, how to get out of the home, what you're going to grab. Um, it pretty much like we're doing now. Your bug out bag, what you absolutely have to take with you if something like that happened in your home. Um, it was just, it was a lot of fun. We did a lot of community stuff, and of course with the Girl Scouts we did too. I've been very involved in my community every ever since I've been here.
Yeah, but
Awesome.
you're involved in that process, though. I mean,
I'm so,
I hold the military up in high regards, but the police, the fire, the EMTs, they all need to be recognized too.
Yeah.
well, and that's once a year we would do a first responder dinner, and um, people who had gone over and above, they would get medals and awards and stuff. Um, a lot of times we were on the news. Uh, our guys, I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, but we had some wildfires, and Bastrop is about 2 hours away. And then there was another fire north of Austin. And so the concern was that, and then there was another one um, west of that one. The concern was that the three were going to meet up together, and it would have wiped out counties,
Mm.
several counties, because those are miles apart, but they were spreading so fast that it was just really hard to control. And um, my sons were all in the fire department, and so EMS is always right there, and they've had to go into the ambulance and get oxygen, get hydrated, get, because when you have that suit on, it is, it weighs, geez, about 50 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and you put that suit on and it's like 100 degrees outside anyway, and then you get to the fire and it's just, it is crazy how um, quick your body will just start depleting. And so that was our job too, was to get food and drinks, Gatorade and cases of water. We were just hauling them to the firefighters constantly. And food, all of us would get together. At first we were cooking food, and then a lot of the women got lazy and it was just sandwiches, and but anything, we would pack Ziploc baggies in the trucks with protein bars and um, anything with protein to keep their stamina up so that they could fight the fires.
Mm-hmm.
It's very taxing on the body. A lot
Yeah.
of people with emphysema who's been fighting fires for a long time.
Hello,
Yeah,
Benjamin.
Yeah,
there's a lot
Hello,
to it.
Cindy.
my house burnt down a few years ago, so I know all about that. And then I
Oh
seen this
goodness.
guy one time douse himself in gasoline and set himself on fire. That was not a pretty sight.
Oh my
Mm-mm.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Crystal,
Yeah.
you've had some traumas in your life. You need to check into that.
God's got me. I'm good.
I'm I'm glad. That's
Yeah.
praise the
He helps
Lord.
me work through it. Yeah, I've seen some crazy things. Seen a woman get
Excuse me.
hit. She flipped up in the air and hit
Hey
the
Cindy.
car and flipped back up and hit the ground.
Hi
Yeah.
man.
Hey, Tyne. Duff.
Yeah. And you know what? After all that I have taught kids, that I've taught everybody, that the training, that do I have a fire extinguisher in my house? Nope. Get a
She's.
fire extinguisher.
I got one in the garage. I got one in the kitchen. I got one in the front porch. I got fire extinguishers.
Well, it's going on my list. I keep thinking about it and then I forget about it.
This
And
house
it's
was the house I'm in was built in 1930, so I think it would go up really quick.
yeah. Well, a lot of
The
things
first,
will.
the first thing on the council or in that city hall on my house is 1897, and we had a fire in our house, but it didn't go up.
Hmm.
No.
I had verithaned the floors, but it was raining, so the windows weren't open enough. So it spontaneously combusted.
Busted.
I had
Hey,
I
Jen.
had light bulbs that were
Larry.
this long.
My
Oh
mom
my goodness.
had left. I wasn't
Hi,
feeling good,
Jen.
so I went and laid down. And my mom went across the backyard to get my son because he was over there playing. She forgot she left a skillet in there, the grease melting. She stood out there and was talking to him. And I got up and come around the corner, and the kitchen was on fire. And I went and yelled at mom, and she come running. That She picked up the phone and dialed 411 to get 911. I was like, Mom, it's 911, not 411. But I guess she was in a panic and wasn't thinking about it. So I
Yeah,
said, what are they going to tell you? Dial 911.
that's that is so funny because one of my kids, I can't remember what was going on, and I said, "Call 911," and they're like, "How do you call 911?" There, are you serious?
And yes, Duff, I said my light bulbs were that long
Heck
from
yeah.
the heat.
Well, my mom took it. Well, at least I get a new kitchen out of it. Like, Mama.
Yeah.
And then my sister caught the kitchen on fire. Got it put out, but it was some smoke inhalation and stuff like that, and left my
Yes.
daddy a note and went to school telling him that she was sorry.
Well, and you don't think about. Um, Victor was asking about water hoses. A story way back before I was involved in all this. Um, Two of my kids started a fire in a bedroom, and they were in there watching TV. I don't know how they got a hold of a lighter. Uh, I did have someone staying at my house at that time that she was she just needed to be there for stuff reasons, and so she may have left one in that bedroom that I didn't know was in there. But anyway, they all they piled a blanket in the middle of the floor and they started the fire on the blanket.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so I was in my room with a migraine, and they came in there and they're just standing there looking at me. And I said, "What are y'all doing? What's going on?" And um, they just kind of stood there looking at me. They wouldn't say anything. And I'm like, I know y'all did something. And so I went to that bedroom and they had locked the bedroom door. Well, about then the heater cut on and black smoke started coming out the vents because the intake was in that bedroom. And so I got the kids out of the house, and then I ran back in and tried to get the bedroom door open, and I was trying to kick it open. And so then I went around the house to the. Y'all talk a minute. I'll finish the story later.
Mm. Puppy needs something. Puppy needs something.
I'm sitting here talking to y'all when the thing's muted.
Oh, what were you saying, sweetheart?
I got me 2 little play-like things that somebody decorated up, and it's on a stand. I had to get onto my cat because all I heard, I was sitting here and all I heard is bam. He done jumped up there and knocked it down. And then he was crouching looking at me. I said, yeah, you better run. They're a mess. I love them to death, but they're a mess.
We're all good, Cindy.
Yeah, I got everybody calmed down now. So anyway,
What did the dog need?
Go to the bedroom window. So, my daughter was knocking on the door. She didn't have her key out. You know. Go to the back window with the garden hose. And the windows are locked, of course. And so by then my neighbors had called the fire department. The whole town was driving up. It was really embarrassing. So they put the blanket out, but the whole house was black.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me if I had, that it was a good thing I couldn't kick the door in, because if I would have, it would have blown me clear across the house. And I think that's why we all got in the fire department, was because my kids were pyros. There's no doubt about it. Anything they could catch on fire, they were doing it.
Yep.
But that was the worst one, only because the fire department had to come and everybody. And
well, where I was staying at the house fire, well, it was an RV, but it was set up like a house, and it was an older RV, and we were going to move in there so we could save up some money because it didn't cost as much. And the guy that was standing there that done her work for her said he could take where to make the hot water hot quicker, and he ran it to the battery, and that's the reason my place caught on fire.
Yep. And RV will do it just like a trailer.
Yeah. And this is, I don't know if y'all believe me, but I was dreaming. I was dreaming about my mom. And I was dreaming my mom was pushing me, like, on the bed, pushing me. And I woke up and I seen the smoke. So I went in there and seen it was on fire and tried to wake up my boyfriend. And I guess he thought I was crazy. He went back to sleep, and I finally got him up.
And, well, it doesn't take very long for you to get in that state with the smoke. And Jen is exactly right. It is backdraft. There's a movie about that.
Yep.
But yeah, just a little bit. And you don't realize the gases also. Your furniture, the carpeting, the walls, all the materials in your house are toxic when they burn. And so, it's just get out as fast as you can.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing is
I lost a lot of things. The
don't be
most thing I
stupid.
lost was my cat. And
Well,
all I
don't be,
kept telling those firemen was my baby. They thought there
yeah,
was a real baby in there, and I said, "No, my cat. That was my baby."
yep,
And I got to the hospital. Next thing I know, they come running up to me, put something in my IV, and I like calmed down like it didn't bother me. And it was because I was so hysterical. I was just out of my mind.
yep. And that's that fire that I was talking about. My dog was in that bedroom whenever the blanket was burning, and she had got up under the bed, and amazingly, she was fine. When they came carrying
Oh,
her out, I was like, oh my goodness. Because I didn't know that she was in the bedroom, but I knew that she wasn't, because I had left the doors open and she was not running out the doors.
yeah, I lost my family Bible. I wasn't thinking straight. I didn't grab my purse, so everything, my pictures of my kids, everything.
Look at that, is so weird. I just got an Amber Alert,
Uh,
and
for that kid, for that 17-year-old.
no, this is for an 11-year-old
Oh my gosh.
girl,
Is it
not
that
far,
bad in Texas?
not far from me. Yes, it is.
I'm pretty
It's
sure it's bad here in Florida too, especially around Disney World.
um. Well,
Is that still open?
I have no idea. I don't keep up with that corrupt stuff. I would
think
never take
about
my kids
what's
there.
think about what's been coming across the border, y'all.
Well,
I
Yeah.
that's
mean,
true too.
that I'm sure because we have had an uptake on the Amber Alerts, and um,
Would
I
those
just
kids even be noted that they're even missing?
I just keep praying that it's not
Yeah,
something like that. Well, those kids, uh, you know, I don't know. It, I cannot say positively for sure. I heard that they are still in the facilities. I've heard that they've been taken somewhere else. I've heard that they are taken to families like fosters. I don't know. I don't. I don't even want to think about it because I just
that's a lot in the foster care too that does that.
Yeah.
yes,
Hello, David N.
exactly. That's what that's what goes through my head. Who are they really taking them to?
Exactly. And if you
Hi,
keep your
David.
mind on that, you are going to be a nervous wreck.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's horrible,
I just pray about it.
and that's the only thing I really like Abbott, but dadgummit, I think he could have done something immediately to shut that border off. It surely, I don't know. You hear the D dog and all that like the state's governors should have this power, but do they really? Are they, or do they, does it have to go through the state legislature and all that to be able to actually do something? I don't know. I don't know how that,
I don't know.
They have
Hello,
handlers.
Anna.
They got
I
to
don't know
do
how the
what they're
system
told.
works. Hey, Anna Marie.
Look at Graham. You know who I'm talking about?
Graham.
Lindsey Graham.
Oh, yes,
He's a traitor.
really.
Oh yeah, he was over in Ukraine, telling them
Mm.
that they were going to come in and help them and stuff like that. And the only reason they want to go over there for that is to save their own butt.
Well, and it makes you wonder why. What is his position? Isn't he a
I think he's
what
on
is
the
he?
Senate or the House, wherever Nancy Pelosi does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's
That
got
would,
a
it
handler
would be
too.
the
He must got his hands somewhere dirty in that too.
They all do.
Yeah, unfortunately. Why can't people like us, as common folks, be able to get in office? We know how things run.
Yeah, that's this morning. I was listening to the meeting with Green Gates, and I have no idea what the other man's name was. I didn't like him, and well, and so listening to these truckers say exactly what we all want to say. They are our voices up there. I'm telling you, they were
They were on fire.
yes, and um, it and emotional, and so that other guy, whoever he was answering a lot of the questions about the gas prices and the stuff like
Mhm.
that. But they were all talking like they're against all of these things that are being done. But at the same time, those two, Gates and Green, they went to the prison. Has anything been done? Nope. Those prisoners are still sitting there being treated like crap. They're killing them.
Those are just
They
two bodies. So, did you watch the one where that guy was wearing that? He was wearing a cowboy hat. Boy, that man jumped up and he told everybody he was sorry, especially women, but he cussed the reporter out.
Where was that at
Um,
the speedway?
no, this was another one that they had two today,
The
and this,
meetings?
huh?
The meetings?
Mhm. They
Yes.
had,
Was that the
yeah,
one with Cruz, with Ted Cruz and Johnson? Uh, what's his name?
yes,
Ted
yes.
Johnson?
That guy jumped up and slammed the oh God, I know the name
Senate.
of it. Huh? The
They're the senators.
Constitution. Yeah, he threw the Constitution down on there, and he just went after that reporter.
Good. Um, it's Ron Johnson, I
Sorry.
think. But so anyway, the senators, Cruz, Cruz, and all of them came down to the border. Did it do anything? Nope. Even though they saw a body floating down the river and they saw the whole thing. They saw people shooting across the river at over here. Nothing happened.
Oh,
And
that's
so,
so sad.
so having these meetings with them, I don't think is going to accomplish anything. And I hate to be negative about it, but it at least it's getting some publicity out there so people can see what this is about, because it's not just truckers up there having a heyday.
No, well, got to get Nancy Pelosi out of there first before anything can pass anything. Unless it's evil stuff, and she'll pass that. She got crazy when Potato Head had his speech, jumping up, doing her hands like this.
Hey, cat without the hat. There's one of them, cat without the hat.
Seemingly, that's a symbol.
Yes,
Oh, I don't know. But she
About
looks
killing somebody, I don't know.
she
And I
looks
don't know
like
if they were
a
talking about killing Biden or killing Putin, so I'm just staying out of that conversation.
Yeah.
well, good Lord, Linda. Just spit
Well,
it on out there.
well, I heard both ways, and I don't know which one they were talking about with Nancy Pelosi in her hands. So that's all.
Anyway, Cat Without the Hat that's in the chat is one of them that was on uh, Angry Conservative, I think.
Hello, cat without that.
And they have a channel. Um, well, I'm glad everybody in chat's eating something. Looks like
Mm-hmm.
they've already got to food. Lindsey Graham was a part of setting up a coup. I can't read that fast up there and it's fixing to disappear. I'm going to put it over here.
Yep, I heard that.
You know, and what business do they have over there? That's my thing though is why are why is that um
Because they were setting it up so that the bad guys could have their way over there.
who's the actor that went over there?
I have no idea. Sean Penn?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Why?
Because he's
And
part of it.
I don't know, but he looks awful.
yeah, he well,
He's not getting that good
Hollywood's got
juice
their
there
hands in
anymore.
everything. Yeah, Hollywood's got their hands in the music industry and all that.
thank you, Cat Without the Hat. I appreciate you. And woo, wait, Cat Without the Hat. You're the one that plays a guitar and sings, don't you? We so enjoyed that. If you ever want to come up on panel, you are more than welcome to come up and sing.
Cool.
Yeah, what happened to America First?
Yep.
America's never been first. Why
And
are we always in somebody else's business when it comes to the war? Let's settle it. Let them
They
settle
can
it
make money
themselves.
on the war.
I know, but
yeah, that was the purpose of NATO. You know, used to we were feared, the United States, as the strongest. Um, I think their goal is to make us look weak. And well, they're also trying to weaken our military too, but they don't realize what else is out here. And so that's why we're here.
And they thought they had the people programmed enough that they wouldn't stand up to them.
Yeah. Well, they're a little wrong there.
like I tried to tell my friend, I was sitting over there the other day. I said, y'all believe everything that's on the news and all that other stuff. I said, what is sitting there? And she said, TV. I said, no, what is it really called? She said, television. Tell a vision. They have
Right.
been telling us a vision for a long time now. Instead of us sitting down and researching it, we just take what they say for good.
That's why I keep saying programmed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not what we were taught, what we were programmed.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they wanted it.
Oh, Shane must have been backstage because he says that you're ignoring him in private chat.
Oh, hey, Shane. I hope you're doing well, bud.
I don't see any messages in private chat, Shane.
He's talking about on my damn phone.
Ah,
I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to run a show.
If you like me, it's hard to do one thing at a time.
Hello, Victor. I know I said hello to you, but I'll say hello again. Slow Country, good to see you.
how are you feeling, Shane?
Yeah, Shane. How are you feeling?
Sending prayers every night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I always pray, to protect my family in all these chat groups I'm in. Y'all are my family, so, you know,
And that's it. We all are. Um, that's
we go
last
from there.
night. Whenever I closed down, I was like, I'm so tired. I really was. I wasn't lying whenever I shut down last night, yawning my head off. And same thing, get ready, go to bed, bing. So I got a text over at Mark B's. Okay, went to Mark B's, listened to everybody having fun over there, and well, in chat they were having fun. I think Hawk was showing videos. Um, I think it was Hawk or
Yeah,
Mark.
I saw that you were at Mark's last night when I watched it today.
Yeah, and then stayed there for a while, and then I went over to Jeremy's and talked a little bit there. So finally, it's 2 o'clock. I can fall asleep.
Hello,
Did
Slow
you come
Country.
on after I was there, or did you come on before?
Shane comes first, and he's okay. I'm sorry, Crystal. What?
I said, were you in there when I was in there?
I don't know. Um, the panel had. Oh, what is that guy's name? I can never remember.
Robert.
No, uh,
Agent J.
It was
no,
that, Christina, Yorga,
Yorga. That's the one.
Monty.
I can never remember Yorga. And there was Monty and Craig and Christina.
Yeah, I was up there. That's my night group. That's
I'll be back.
that's I always go to
Yeah, and
when it
that's
gets
I
about
love
12:30.
listening to those kids because well, it's okay. Things get a little weird sometimes, but it's okay.
Yeah, I
They
don't.
are the ones that are going to continue this.
Yeah, I love them. I just don't like the cussing too much.
I know.
That gets me sometimes. And I told Craig one time, I said, I don't know if I'm coming back on because I'm trying to liberate, and hearing everybody talk the way they talk sometimes just irritated me. And he's like, no, 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 no. You keep us balanced. Don't not come in there. And I was like, okay.
Black Watch, stop it. Oh man. And Cat without the hat, if you're still here, I can't sing.
I
I
can't
can
either.
sing. I can
Hey
sing.
Lily.
I can sing so low you can't hear me.
Hey, Lily.
I can sing with my
Hey,
mic
baby.
muted.
Yeah. I'd get in the shower and start singing my cat run for the hill.
Right. I don't know. I don't know if not singing for a long time you lose your voice. But I sound a whole lot worse now than my bad before.
I used to have the best voice when I had a cold. When I sang in the choir at church, I always seemed to sing better, or at least I thought I sounded better, we'll put it that way, when I had a cold. I could hit the higher notes.
Oh, wow. So maybe if you hold your nose, you can still do that. Can't you know? Some of those singers sound like they're doing that. Those old
Right.
country singers.
Yeah, they sound like they sing through their nose.
Yes.
You could take one of them things you hang your laundry up on, Dorinda, and put it on your nose. That way you ain't gotta
Yep.
hold your pen up there.
Clothespin.
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only one besides my cat in the house, so when I sing, I don't bother nobody. But most of the music I listen to is Christian.
Yeah. That's I love it. Um I so wish I could play music on here. It makes me mad that I can't. But that Earth to God,
Yes, I love that.
yeah,
Seemingly on StreamYard, there's a way that you can play music. Uh, Hang on a minute. I got it in an email, I think, from
really.
StreamYard. And they were
Oh, like
talking about how you can play music on StreamYard.
they do on Zach's and Jeremy's channel, Bonnie.
I know. And that song that uh
That Zach plays before he comes on.
yes, his intro.
Yeah,
Love Struggle Jennings. How
yeah,
is
that's
he
right.
able to do that? But Zach has connections too.
Oh, Zach's a whiz when it comes to electronics.
Yeah.
That's one guy right there. My heart goes out to. I love that boy with everything that's in me. Everything that he's had to go through in life is nothing compared to what we've had.
Black White. You're a mess. Yeah, I listen to
He's on a
that
roll tonight, though, Bonnie.
pretty often because Carline, man, she's got a voice. She's
You ever
oh,
heard of the Crowders?
the Crowders.
The Crowder.
Sounds familiar.
Cynthia,
Dun,
how
dun,
you
dun,
doing?
dun, 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 dun. Oh, what a night. Is that Lady calling me? I don't know. It's
No,
Ladies
she can.
Night. Hello. What's happening, ladies? Oh no, more war stuff. Boo. Shh. Boo. Help these people.
I just put all this in God's hand and let Him do with it, because I can't do nothing about it. So I know He can. So,
Yeah.
and if I'm
Well,
not down here and Him protecting me, I'll be up there with Him. So either way, I'm gonna win. It don't matter to
but
me.
it's good to know the exact thing that we're praying for.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just teasing.
So, what have
How
you been
you
up to?
doing?
Oh, just got out of my funk. I'm better now.
Well, you had like 3 videos up yesterday, didn't you?
No, it's just that they're uploading all at once for some reason.
Nope.
Ah,
Um, and a couple of them are private now. So,
Y'all screenshot that. You see that? Shane's
uh-huh.
volunteering to sing.
oh, well,
Well, come up and sing.
I like Shane singing.
So, Deanna, have y'all made any new products?
Uh, yeah, we made Rick Simpson oil. We distilled,
What
but
is
I
that
don't know
for?
what to do with it. I don't really know how to do. Stop it, kitty. I don't know how to do. It's too concentrated, so I have to read up about it. I bought a couple more books. I'm really excited about that are pretty cool. I got them right here behind me. This medicinal herbs one is really cool looking, and another one of these. They have really good pictures, and they're like I have a lot of them, but the pictures. My
Cool.
favorite one is black and white pictures. Um, and I wish those pictures were color. I like color pictures. I like color pictures, you guys.
Well, and you need them
Yeah,
because if that's about the foliage,
right. Yeah,
you
hemlock looks
need.
like yarrow. you
Yeah,
know.
there are so many copycats that one's toxic and one is not. So you need the pictures. That's what I keep saying. If you get one of those books, make sure it has the pictures to show you
Hmm.
exactly what you're looking for, because you don't
Totally.
want you don't
Yeah,
want to get
I
the
would love.
bomb.
I would love to have a book. It's got all the stuff that you can eat out in nature. In case something does go down, I'll have uh, the picture of it, what it looks like, and stuff like that, so I don't eat something that's not good for me.
Right.
Yeah, I always suggest people go to their library or their native
Yes.
resource. If I went to my local herb shop and asked if there was a local native book on what grows here and what they use for it, and the one I love had just come out, and it was called After the First Full Moon in April, and it's by a native elder woman here. She's passed now. I found out recently. Hi, Victor, which is a bummer, but the pictures, they're black and whites, but they're so cool because they just show her with big sticks of stuff just hanging on her back deck, and and this lady just kind of followed her around and wrote down what she said, and kind of wrote down what the lady told her how they did stuff, and it was so funny,
Right.
just very practical and very easy to understand, and
We
it was
used to.
funny because what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh
Yeah.
interrupt.
no, I was just I can't even
I
formulate
would
it.
more or less like getting something like that from the Indians because they know a lot more about stuff like that than we do.
Hell yeah, they do.
Okay.
So
Oh,
But even
yeah, yeah,
even the elderly people, because my grandmother, when we would be driving down the highway, we would
mm-hmm.
stop and hit um, a Mustang grape bush. That we have grapes growing all over the place here, wild grapes, and
Nice.
then dewberries. Yeah,
Mm.
I grew up on dewberries, dewberry
What
jam,
color are those?
dewberries. They're
Yeah,
kind of a reddish purple.
are they like a raspberry then?
Yes,
Okay,
they kind of look like they're not round. They're kind of um,
wonderful. We don't have dewberries
kind-
here. I know that.
it's
I never
almost
heard
a
that.
triangle shape, but it's still got the little balls all put together.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Dewberries.
see, yarrow is a good one, but hemlock will kill you, and they look very similar. Because I
Yes.
got this plant, I got this really great app. It's called Picture This. It's a dumb name for a plant identification app, isn't it? But that's the
No.
name, and you can point it at any picture. And I
Yes.
mean, I can't count on that thing when you're talking about something might be hemlock and something might be yarrow. I don't know these plants, so there's a lot of things that can kill you with these.
yeah, I would love to have a book where it's got the old timey um, stuff that they used to do when people were sick and stuff.
Yeah, just go to the library with your cell phone or
Because
check one out.
yeah, if it comes down to us having to take care of ourselves when it comes to that, if something happens, that would be something really good because most of them is used with herbs and stuff like that.
It's been down to that for me for a long time. So, yeah, I mean, God forbid, I cut into a main artery or something. Put that
Right.
tourniquet on hard, tighter. Going to no damn hospital, No,
Hey,
Sarah and I are both into it because you kind of have to be, around here. There's not a lot of good health care here. There's just not.
I
Um,
thank God, I praise God. My doctor that I see, the
yeah.
first time I went to see her when all this stuff was going on, she
Hmm.
asked me if I wanted to, you know, and I
Yeah.
said no. She asked me why not, and I told her. She said, "Well, this is the way I'm going to tell you. I can ask you if you don't want it. I'm not going to push it on you, and I'm not going to make you try to take it." So I have, thank God, I
Difficult.
have, a good doctor, and she's a young girl. But you know how the old timey doctors used to sit down and talk to you about what was going on in your life,
They
and
used to go to your house.
yeah,
They used to go to your house. And who do we think stopped that from happening? I mean, the Little House on the Prairie days were not that long ago, were they? Where the doctor went to your house. And I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
and
whacked
that's
out.
what we need to get back to
Yep.
because
yeah,
this whole system that's another system, the medical system that are in cahoots with the pharmaceuticals and the everything, and it's all about the money.
have
And if,
you seen that uh brooch that Flosy Miss Drunk wears all the time? That is a
No.
Satanist symbol.
Oh,
The
what is it?
snakes around the, if you ever look at the medical things where the snakes are around that pole,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
that's what's on her brooch.
Yeah. She's a creeper.
That woman, she's a drunk. If
Was
she
that
died, they wouldn't have to. I said she's a drunk.
was that Comet Pizza the one that was the pedophile place? Comet
Yes,
Pizza?
Comet
That
Pizza. Yeah.
Penguin 6 drove by there today and mentioned it at the end of his video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's probably been there before.
He said he hasn't, but his kids have, and they said it's all right. But he goes, so, that Comet Pizza, or no, it's Comet. Its name is something else, but it's called pizza. People call it the pizza place, but he mentioned it and made reference to it, and I just thought that was so interesting to me because he usually doesn't talk about anything like that at all. You know that Penguin 6 guy?
yes, and he lost a lot of viewers when they started thinking that he was in on, and so maybe he's decided to start.
Well,
Well, I don't trust
I
him,
don't
but I
know.
watch him.
Yeah,
I don't trust him worth a damn, but I watch him. Keeping
yeah.
my eyes on that sucker.
I
Thank you,
Well,
Bob.
still
does any of
I'm
y'all
glad
watch
to see you
Amanda
here.
Gray?
Last time a doctor made a house call, he thought he was home. Lucky his keys did not work. He was in the shower. Oh, that doctor needed to retire, it sounds like. I got in the wrong car one time and this old lady was in the passenger seat. It looked just like my car. And it was parked right next to my car. And I got out, and I opened the door and I sat down and I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, and she was just super chill, you know.
That's
Like, I'm
happened to
sorry.
me. I was
Yeah.
at the hospital with one of my kids went in to the not well the hospital has a clinic part too, and
Yeah.
um and this man just got in my car and started talking, and I'm just sitting there looking at him, and he said, "What happened here?" Because the
Oh
kid
my God.
had some takeout, and it was sitting in the floorboard, and he looked over at me and he's like, And he's looking around. I'm in the wrong car. I think.
Hey, Chuck. Yeah, there's no tacos here. It's just a big
Hey,
fat cheese. Well, I do got some chips. Here they are, right here.
well, it's called Tacos for Truckers tonight, so because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Tuesday in Texas, and they do this Taco Tuesday thing.
Oh, honey, they do it all over. They do it here too. It came from here. This is little Mexico, California.
Oh, whatever.
Well,
Everything
if
did
she
not.
goes to Dairy Queen, get your tacos from Dairy Queen.
Oh, whatever.
My
Good one, Bob.
my Dairy Queen don't have tacos.
I'm next door to Mexico. I say it came from here.
Yeah, you might as well. I'll bet they're better. I'll tell you what, the Mexican food in Chicago is better than the Mexican food in Northern California. Hands
No
down.
way.
Oh,
Chicago.
Burrito Pit in Summit. Is Benjamin here? Oh my gosh. To go to Burrito Pit in Summit at 2 a.m. and get a big fat burrito like that.
At 2 a.m, Taco Bell tastes good.
No, not when you grow up in Chicago with real food. You ain't going to Taco Bell.
As long as you don't go to McDonald's, Wendy's, and I think there's another one. You'll be all right.
White Castles. Them is good.
You do the
White
same
Castles
thing
is
as
good.
Bristol, where I'm at.
What? What?
Bristol's here it tastes the same as White Castle.
See, I prefer the Tex-Mex over the authentic Mexican food, except for some things. Flautas, man, they can make killer flautas.
Aren't them deep fried?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell is that you're talking about? I can't even pronounce it.
What the hell's a what?
Whatever she said.
Flauta? It's a flauta. If we say it fancier, will you understand it better? It's a deep fried tortilla with meat and stuff inside it. It's like a chimichanga. What's the difference between a flauta and a chimichanga?
Well,
That
I
is
don't
the
know what
question.
a chimichanga is either, so there we go.
Well, yeah, clearly. I knew that.
We're not.
Hope your back's feeling better, Chuck.
A flauta.
Y'all making me hungry. Yeah.
I live in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. We have Italians, we have white, we have Indians, like natives, sorry, and now we have Indians. Okay? The food is crazy. It's Italian.
You got any Greek or
we
Turkish?
have a Taco Bell here, but it's disgusting.
Any Mediterranean or Turkish? Turkish or Greek? I love Greek. I love Mediterranean food. Moussaka. Give me some moussaka.
I gotta go 45 minutes each way, either Jacksonville or Gainesville, to a good restaurant because you blink your eyes and you're already through my town.
Yeah, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I like it though. If the palm trees wasn't here, you would think it was country.
Now you get to stay at your place now? You found out?
My cousin, I was praying and praying. And she called me. She said, hey, she said, somebody's going to buy the house, but they want to be anonymous. I have no idea why they want to be anonymous. And that you could still pay rent there and stay.
What?
I don't care. I'm going to just fill out a little paper.
That
receipt. And let her after that's on her if she gets it. But at least I get to stay. That's all that matters.
Anna Marie.
Chuck is breaking up our ladies' party. He's come here to hang out with all us girls. You're a brave one, aren't you, Chuck? You think you can take us on, huh? You are a brave one. Okay.
If I fit in
here he is.
And don't really give a shit what anybody thinks. So
no shit. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your back today,
Stop
Chuck?
holding back so we could really know how you feel. Would be
Y'all
good.
talking about Mexican food. Y'all remember the restaurant Chi-Chi's?
Nope.
Oh, I do. Yeah. Do you remember Pepe's?
You
Who
know what
remembers Pepe's?
you know what
They're still
Chi-Chi's
in
is in
Chicago.
Spanish, huh? You guys wear a bra to cover them. That's Mexican people used to think that was funny, call them Chi-Chi's.
I still call them Chi-Chis sometimes. Cover those Chi-Chis, daughter. Put those Chi-Chis away, daughter. Do we gotta really have them hanging out?
Yeah, you're being
Let's
rude.
not dress like I did, okay? I was modest. I'm still modest.
My mom made us modest. She said, if you put everything out there, what does that leave to the imagination?
Well, that's the thing. They don't got much of one. They don't need it. So
Just imagine what you're gonna do, and if you get it, that's about it.
Or she say, why buy the cow when the milk free?
yeah.
Chuck, how's your back tonight?
It's feeling a little better.
Awesome. Glad
That's
to
why
hear it.
See what Red is saying? So,
Yeah.
but the
Oh, yes.
blouses that I had were
Yeah.
not the little 8-inch corn tortillas. They were the big, like 10-inch corn tortillas. And
Y'all making Mexican food.
so it was a little bit different. What they
Yeah.
do now for flautas is almost like a taquito. You know those frozen yucky
Yeah. Oh,
bites?
those are good. Yeah. Taquitos are yummy.
Oh, I don't like them.
Oh, I
They're too
love them.
big.
give me them things in a cup of sour cream, and I'm like, man,
Gone, baby, gone. I could eat them. Yeah, I don't eat them anymore, but they were good. They were good. Meat and
And the
cheese.
flautas, you
Mm.
put guacamole and sour cream over it, and just smear it all over. And oh God, yes, to die for.
meat guacamole in the topping. That's a side. If I go anywhere that has it in like a salad bar, I'm like, okay, that's like mashed potatoes to Chuck. I eat the hell out of guacamole.
Yes, we make a lot of guacamole
Yeah.
here.
My dad taught me. He used to live in New Mexico, and I love it. I just take the guacamole and peel it, and then put some cream cheese in the microwave and let it melt a little bit and squish it up in it. Put onion powder and garlic powder. Oh my goodness!
Microwave avocado? No.
No, microwave that after you take it out of the skin and
Oh,
stuff. You put the
I
cream
don't know
cheese
about that.
in the microwave to where it'll soften it up and it ain't so
oh
hard.
yeah.
Yeah, mixing it.
I like taking spicy queso and mixing shrimp with it and eating it over a steak.
I
You ever
can't
tried
eat
that?
anything that's got a bite to it.
Make
I'll
your
have to take
queso
it
up, kind of like what they call that at it's not Olive Garden. It's one of the little bar restaurants, and they have that steak that has that shrimp like Alfredo cheesy like sauce they put over their steak.
Red Lobster.
That ain't Red Lobster. It's kind of reminds me. A little restaurant reminds me of Cheers, and it's got a bar in the middle of it.
Applebee's?
Yeah, it's
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
that's it. yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Ruby Tuesday has that.
Everybody knows your name.
New York strip
You
with
make
that
me
cheese.
think of Ron.
Yes.
And
You know
17
they
days.
found out what happened to him, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard. I watched that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was there a significance in that, Jerry Lee? 17 days.
I remember
I
had
think
to
they're
eat
poking. I
dumplings
think
for
they're
a
poking
week.
fun at me.
I had to have chicken and dumplings for a week when me and my old man was married and we didn't have the money and it was the cheapest thing to make. I couldn't stand chicken and dumplings after that for a long time.
Well, that's a good meal too.
Yeah, it
Yeah. and it's cheap to make.
Yep.
Another
Well, I
thing
don't know.
cheap to make
Chicken
is
is about as high as a steak now.
homemade
Anna's
biscuits
going
and
shopping.
homemade biscuits and gravy and scrambled eggs is another cheap thing.
Mm.
I've been
You're welcome, Anna.
I've been making grilled cheeses. Sometimes I get in the mood for one thing and I'll eat it, and then I don't want it no more.
That's
Yeah.
the way my granddaughter is doing. It's chicken nuggets or grilled cheese sandwiches. She just goes back and forth, and I'm like,
I gotta have tomato soup with grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm.
yes, and
My
I'm not
kids.
touching tomato soup. I'm gonna get her eating that. You just watch.
You make it with milk, try it with milk, and put a pinch of sugar in it, and she did let her try it that way the first time, and that's how I got a lot of the kids eating it.
Hey, Chemical.
I saw a friend walking down the street today. Sarah's asking me, what'd she say? I want to show you a picture of her. She is a Eureka police officer, and she says, why am I smiling? Because I love my job with Eureka Police. By the way, we are hiring, she says, right? And so I asked her, hey, you think I would be a good cop? Sarah says, what'd she say? I said, I don't know. Oh no, I'd be I couldn't be a cop. I would never be a good cop.
Should be putting everybody in jail.
You
No,
got
I'm on a bad internet here. Am I?
I don't mean this in a bad.
No, not.
You would be
No, I'm pretty merciful, really.
right. You're with just your voice, so you wouldn't even have to, you know.
You think so? It is scary, huh? I'm realizing I repel people.
Not scary.
I'm like Chuck. Chuck, you ever feel like you just repel people, brother? Is that like a special trait that you have? I knew it. I knew I had that kinship with you.
I look at them as they're weak and they just can't stand the truth. So.
Snowflakes.
Yep.
Well, that's funny that you say that because all of my friends are very like you. They're very outgoing, outspoken, and not saying you're outspoken, but they are.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty outspoken, Bonnie. It's
not
okay.
a bad trait. It's okay because
It's true.
because I have this
Yeah.
voice that doesn't scare anybody. So to have
It
those
could.
friends of mine is
Yeah,
You
but
just
you have a
haven't gone
gun,
guttural yet. You must get to the guttural part, you know.
Bonnie, you
But she
remind
has
me.
a gun.
No.
Bonnie, you remind me of a white version of that black lady off of Police Academy, Hooks. You're all mousy and talking. I can just imagine when you.
Well, I know one thing, Deanna will tell you exactly what she thinks.
Well, not always. Sometimes I stay quiet, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, for
I've
me.
learned. Shut up, Dorinda. You must have learned.
No.
You working tomorrow?
My mouth gets me into shit all the time.
Yeah,
what
but
do we think about that, Dorinda? Tell them
we
what
don't
we think.
give up flying. You know what?
Yep.
You
Me and
know.
Dorinda had to have somewhere down the line be related. You're close, Deanna, with it.
I'm almost there, huh? I'm almost there. Seth is a very big pacifist, my friend with the convoy, and the last couple of days, you know, he's we've had there's a lot of the same problems with the convoy. Not that there's a lot of problems, but just as far as trying to figure out, like, okay, what should they do with all this momentum and with all these committed people now that they're here, right? And
there's more coming.
yeah, are there still people? I told him, I said, I think you're just at the next Woodstock, buddy. That's the first thing he said to me when he pulled in. He goes, it's like Woodstock here. It's crazy. And I said, you know, he's been there. I know he's been on the road over 2 weeks now. He left Sunday 2 weeks ago. So, you know, he must have been there a week and a half, 2 weeks now. And he's known as the NWO van. They all know him as the NWO van, not the B man. I keep saying the B man, but so, but there's some egos there. He told me it was rumored Lee Dundas was fired. Then it was said that she just had family issues. So I didn't say anything about that, but she's not been with the convoy for a few days. And then he asked me if I listened to that. Did you guys watch that press? There wasn't a press conference, right? But there was.
Two of them.
Did you guys watch them, Bonnie? Did you watch them?
One with Mike Gates and
Matt Gates and Ted
Matt
Cruz
Gates.
or Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, I watched the one with Marjorie Taylor Greene and
Oh, yeah?
Gates and the other person. I don't remember his name because I didn't.
What did you think?
I think that they're full of. I think that it sounded just like when the senators came down to the border. I think it sounded just like when they went to the prison. I think that it's
You
not
don't
gonna
trust them anymore either, do you? I don't trust them
All
anymore.
I hear is a bunch of people saying shit that they think people want to hear.
Yes.
Seth doesn't trust this. He doesn't care about that, and he doesn't like that it's gotten funneled into just these few. Brian is the one that's getting a lot of recognition. It's the same speech every time. They work for us. Seth always wants to scream out at him. They never worked for us, and but he just, it's not like he wants to be fighting. It's hard when you're often seeing what's not working, what could work better, and nobody asks the quiet introvert types like Bonnie and my friend Seth. But he's finding that these are the people that actually need to be speaking. And he's getting it. Like, you got your channel now. That probably took a lot of guts for you to do that as a quiet, type passive person, Bonnie, right?
I wouldn't do this because I wouldn't want to get killed. But I'm about ready to go up there and arrest them myself on citizen's arrest.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Red, you're in chat. If you don't mind dropping links, who did I just see? Augur County Accountability News. If you can get the link for that and put that link, I just put one for another good channel. Willie, good to see you.
Willie.
Spotted Rabbits, good to see you back.
I'm stepping down, you guys. I have to work in the morning. I love you all.
Love you, lady.
I love you all in chat. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You know you're my favorite, Lena.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Crystal. I do love Dorinda.
What you said.
Oh, good. Then don't worry about it. I used to tell my kids that every other day, like I would joke with them. I'd say, "You're my favorite today," especially when they did something really good, because I love my kids the same and they know it, they know it.
I used to get called by my sister and brother's name. My mom would get so mad. You heard that middle name,
your ass was getting whooped. Yeah. Oh shit, she said Louise. Deanna Louise. I said, oh shit. She said Deanna Louise. I better run.
Get your little fat ass in here.
I'm here, Mama.
We had to go pick our own switch, and God
Witches.
knows we didn't pick the right one. She wanted the ones that
Michigan girl.
Hey, Michigan girl.
Yeah, Crystal, I remember being told if it doesn't lick around your legs, I'm going to wear it out on you, and then I'm going to get one that show you what you need to get.
Oh, nice, Grandma. Nice.
I'm going to tell y'all something. The link that I just put to Texas Red Leg, apparently it was set at 101. 3 banks in New York City and New Jersey under cyber attack.
Ooh.
Shut down a power grid on the East Coast. Just something I just heard.
No shit.
Worth
my
checking
son just told
into
me,
if y'all want to.
Wow.
my son just told me that they're getting through into people's systems. Any kind of Windows they got NVIDIA registry stuff, your NVIDIA video cards, and they're going in and getting people's information. And anybody that has NVIDIA and they update, if they get your registration numbers and stuff, that's like a back door to get into all the computers.
You know, this is, you know, man, I hate to say this on my channel because that is not what my channel is about, but this is bigger than any of us have even thought about. If you combine, okay, how many of us in the prepping community, in the patriot community have uncovered, and it's like so many people are working on so many different things, uncovering things. And even if you put all of that together, what is happening now is still
bigger hole than we
astronomical
yeah.
to all of that.
Yeah, we were
A
told
bigger
it's going to
hole
get
than
really,
we
really
even
bad
know.
before it gets better.
Yes. And just God bless all of y'all. I appreciate y'all so much coming over here to my little bitty channel, and y'all keep me sane.
Bonnie, were you in Jester's last night when I stepped in there for a couple minutes?
I'm not sure, but I was in there. I think I did see you.
Somebody made a point of, I ain't going to mention any names, but, well, I see Chuck's in there. I better say hi to him. He gets all upset and hurt because I don't talk to him. And he was on panel, and I'm like,
Oh gosh.
and I'm like, I'm not going to say them. Said, I really, truly don't give a fuck what you think. I was just meaning you were always so nice and talk to me. And all of a sudden, when this weird shit started happening, you chose not to speak. I'd rather them say "fuck you," "I hate you" than be two-faced and "oh, I'm your friend." Oh, here, let me
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. That shit. You're a punk bitch if you got to act that way. Right there, if you're watching.
Don't look at me when you're doing that shit, all right, man? It wasn't me, I swear.
I hate that two-faced backstabbing shit.
Beep, beep.
They hide behind this. They hide behind this right here, and they got
keyboard warriors. They're keyboard warriors.
There's a lot of people who keeps their emotion on their shoulder too, because you start joking around with them and they take it all to heart.
Tell us how you really feel, Chuck.
Never.
And Chuck, it's fine. I'm just playing with you.
I know, I'm not mad. There was 150 people in there when that was done.
Yeah. And it's I can probably guess who or one of them.
Yeah, it's been in a circle before.
Yeah. And I noticed that you seem to notice who says hello to you and who doesn't, and it's sad, but it's noticed, and it just shows you what's up.
Yeah, it's you got to be tough. You go in the internet world. This is no place to get. These are internet people. That's what I heard the other day. We're just internet people. And it's true. We have a lot of love for each other here, and Christians have an even deeper love because we relate to we're connected in Jesus.
Carl, it's not funny. Go sit on a dick, brother.
And
I meant that in the best heartfelt way.
I forgot what I was saying. Shit.
I'm gonna let you. As Christians, heartfelt love, carry it on our sleeve.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we are just internet people, and you don't know who people are really in real life unless if you have someone who's very raw as a streamer, you might get a good look into their life a little bit, but typically people, you just see what you see behind this little box, right? That's it.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they could talk all kinds of, and I've seen so many compulsive liars. I'm just like, wow,
You
people
know,
be
Yes.
like
here's
lying. Like,
And
here's
when
some
you
little
call
weird
them on it,
statistics for you, Deanna. They say
yeah,
if you're standing in a group of 5
Hey,
people,
Cindy.
one of y'all is an asshole. If you can't figure out who the asshole is, it's probably you.
probably you. Yeah. Hi, Camo.
Hey,
hey,
Kim.
Hi
Camo,
guys,
What's up,
how's it
Cam?
going, man?
Wait a minute, I gotta get tissues. You're here. Hold on. Is this enough toilet?
Well, you know what? I carry y'all all over my house.
Right.
You
Amen to
hear
that.
you hear the background. I, I'm not hiding. Well, I might have a couple of surprises, but nobody needs to know about that. But that's okay. But I try to be real. It's
Yeah.
I'm Texas. That's all there
Yeah.
is to it.
You ain't no internet
I like
people. No, you're my girl, Cindy. You know that. You know that,
Hey,
Cindy.
But
Crystal
we
knows
are
where
internet.
I've people that I've mailed things to or talked to on the phone. Like if it goes beyond the chat room, we're not just internet people. We know each other a little bit. Crystal and I are Facebook friends. That still doesn't mean a whole lot, but she can look pretty good into my life, and I can look into her life, and and at least know that she's made a really good profile on Facebook.
Rabbit toilet paper is redneck Kleenex.
Cindy, don't you get all butthurt now. Look at her go. Jen,
well.
okay. You know what I mean. You
I
girls know I love the shit out of everybody. Come on. You
And
know that. I
but
love
you're
people.
right about
I,
getting to know people better. And
Yeah,
that's why I like to go to a lot of different channels
me too.
because
Yeah.
you start seeing the same people in all these different because a lot of the channels you're going into a whole different uh
Genre.
yes, thank you. And so the talk is going to be different too. But you're seeing every uh aspect of this person, how they think, how they respond, how they feel about things. And
Mhm.
so you do kind of get to know them personally. And
That's true.
that's what I keep saying, you
Yeah.
know, these men that come up on my panel, I would totally trust them. These two right here, for sure.
Bonnie, to be
I
honest, if you've
like.
seen me in multiple channels, and a lot of y'all have, am I any different in a nice channel like this than I am any of the others you've seen me in?
No, sir.
I might be a little more graphic at times.
You're very
Crystal,
real
That was
all
a
over
good
the place.
question, right?
Crystal's had to calm me down a few times. She goes, Chuck, all right, I've heard you say fuck enough, but she don't say the word. She goes, I don't like that word.
Somebody need to send you some CBD gummies. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Me?
You could use some CBD gummies. Probably
Yeah,
help your
He's
blood
laughing
pressure.
on the inside. You just can't see it.
I let it all out. That keeps it from backing up, which causes high blood pressure.
This is true. I do the
And
same.
my life
That's
Everybody on
almost
this panel, I see you all over the place. We get around more than a streetwalker.
We
yeah,
hoey. We is hoey.
yeah.
Trampy.
We a bunch of
We get
men hoes.
around.
Just a gigolo. Everywhere we go. I am to his ams in real life, Disneyland or anywhere.
Well,
How
how
are
are
you,
you gonna learn?
Camo?
How are you gonna learn?
You know, the internet and doing this stuff just is not for thin-skinned people. That's what I'm starting to realize.
yes.
Yeah.
The internet does what?
It's not for thin-skinned people. I
Oh
mean,
no, no. At first I was, and I let something get to me really bad. And once I got through that, it's like, hit me with your best shot. Give it a go. Let's see what happens.
And you dealt with it too.
Yes.
You responded and dealt with it, which I thought was pretty stand up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have been roasted the worst by my friends. You know,
You deserved it.
That's
You
what
did
good
a good
friends
job.
are for.
Remember when I told you guys that your biggest supporter is somebody you don't know and your biggest
Where's
hater
the
is
safe
right
space?
next to you? And I ran into that a lot.
Mm.
It's right here, spotted rabbits. This is your safe space.
Lurking
This
a
is my
bit. Hi,
house. This is
Garrett.
my safe place.
Safe space.
Yes.
There is no safe spaces.
Well,
No.
in my house. I don't go.
Nature's.
Your
I
safe
don't go
space
out of my
is
house
to
unless
reinforce
I'm
it.
checking the mail, taking the trash out, or if I go somewhere. But most of the time, I'm in my house, in my bedroom, because that's the way I like it. I got friends on here and stuff I can talk to. So
I like it.
Well,
Hey,
and
Keno,
I am glad about that conversation on Liberty Warrior tonight because
yeah,
now I know what kind of building I'm getting. I'm getting a metal building. Forget the wood. Forget the cement. What do you call those damn things? The cinder
cinder
block.
block.
Yes, because that's a really cheap house right there. But nobody knows how to build it like I do, and I don't know how to tell them how to do it. Well, it's pretty simple. They can watch a damn YouTube video. But apparently metal is better for that stuff.
Yep.
at least get a
Well, that's
metal
where I.
roof. If you
Mhm.
notice all the old antique houses and barns you see that they lasted because they had a metal roof.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have metal roofs on all our buildings.
Yeah, my roof is metal.
yeah, my tinfoil hat's so big the roof over the part of the house I'm in is metal.
And
You trying to look like Tintin?
Yeah. I chose this room because of it, and then Wi-Fi sucks back here. You can't really pick it up, which that's what I wanted.
Cindy, I'm thinking about that. The the cargo containers. I'm gonna check into that actually because
They're about $3,000 a piece right now for
They
the.
went up to about 4 now. They went from like 2,000 to 4,000 in the last couple months.
I don't doubt that. I really don't. I haven't looked at them in a few months, so the way things are going, I don't doubt that at all.
everything
I've
has
seen
to.
it where
It's a
there was one I liked a lot.
prepper
They got three of
commodity.
them, and they put two parallel to each other with a space in between them, and then put the third one like a bridge across the two on
I
the
just
back
watched
side.
that yesterday. She just put that
And
out yesterday. Kirsten Dunstan did.
oh, I
Didn't
seen
she?
this a long time ago, but it was
Really?
like it gives you
Oh,
two
okay. There's probably
stories,
more than one.
and it gives you a place you could park your car underneath it or something, you
That's
know.
cool. Yeah.
Put the link under my in the
I've
private chat. Um,
heard of
that's
that.
that's what I was saying. Nunya, Texas, on the back 20. He made a 2-story house out of those, and it is beautiful. If you go to his channel and go way down, you can see because he shows you step by step everything that he is doing.
Yeah, I've watched those videos. Those, it's a good thought, you know.
Right?
Yeah, I'll give you my,
Personally,
I
I
will
like it.
tell you. Oh, sorry, Cameron, go ahead.
I'd rather stay mobile at this point. You know, I don't have the only land I
Right.
really own is in New Mexico, and it's real close to that border. I'm not sure I'm ready to go there yet.
Hmm.
I want a house inside of a cave.
Hmm.
House inside of a what?
Cave.
In a cave. I've seen a
Well,
few of those too. They got
and
some old ones. They've done that for a
You
long
know,
time.
yeah. You know
yeah,
what would be cool is it had a water, not a big waterfall, but a little waterfall, and you can make your bathroom.
well,
Hey,
apparently, water is a barrier also. So what we need to do is make a rock house or a metal whatever, and then put a moat around it. Wonder why they had moats back then? way back there.
Yeah, I figured when I was a kid, I figured by now I'd have my, abandoned military base on some secluded, deserted island, built into some mountain. That was the kind of stuff I dreamt as a kid. Just didn't seem to work out.
Right?
But
Well,
if all of
Bonnie,
us got together, we could buy an island. Where's a big enough one?
They
They're all
aren't cheap.
taken.
They're
They're all.
not cheap.
I know they're
Good.
not cheap.
There's some down around Africa, down in the ocean. It's probably 100. What are they? 50 to 100 miles out, but they're on cliffs too. You have to get heliported up there, and
Yeah, that's the only bad thing is, and then you're a sitting duck.
not really because they can't reach you from the ground. So have plenty of people with high-powered rifle and scopes over. They come after you. You just pick them off one by one.
Right. But I'm
People
talking
have
about
been,
air.
people been, sorry.
You couldn't
Right.
get me up there with a helicopter, and I wouldn't climb it. So it's like,
See those people that are buying the old missile silos in the ground and redoing them, and turning them into their home?
I've seen a couple of those. But I wanted to say, we did that tiny house for my mom, and I thought about doing a cargo house, and I looked into it, and they were $2,000 back in 2016 when I was looking, and then you had to pay almost that same amount to get it delivered, and it was a 40-foot one I was looking at. And the reason I decided, I'm really glad I didn't go with it, because I'm in Humboldt County where it's moist 6 months a year here. So wet and damp. And mom was already in an RV. And the problem with that RV was it was a big metal box, and it was cold, and it leaked, and it was musky, and her wood home is so much warmer because it's wood. Metal is cold. And when it's really cold, unless I'm sure you can do some things to insulate it well and stuff, but it rusts.
Well, you can line the inside of it with wood.
Huh? What's
you
that?
can line the inside of it with wood. And
Right.
they make it now where it would take, and that's what they were saying too, humidity and trees. Well, we got a whole lot of humidity in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
No problem there. And we got trees all over the place. So, it's, we can't just all go underground in
Right.
whatever. And
do you have snow? Don't you need a snow roof?
You
don't need a snow roof?
No, the Snowmageddon was the worst that I have seen ever.
Last year's February.
Yes, and but even my roof, it didn't do anything to it then. But we don't like, they build by zones, and that snow is not in our zone as one of our threats. Tornadoes or high winds, hurricanes, stuff like that, but not snow.
Right.
And so I wouldn't even, we've got so much rock. If I could find somebody who knows how to do that, I know how to do it. I just don't have the muscle. I'd even take a rock house.
There's a rock house in Eureka. It's all rock. It's so cool. It's all like river rock too.
Yes. And me and my grandmother we built a shed just for all of our canning stuff. And so rock, the temperature stays it, and also you're getting that earthy feeling too. And that would be cool to me. It's easier to keep climate controlled inside. And
oh, hey, before I forget, there was I wanted to tell you right before your show came on, I was looking at some tiny house stuff, YouTube was suggesting me things. And there was a video someone put out 3 months ago. I could find it and drop it here, but you can go look. They were saying that Home Depot has a shed home that you can have delivered. It's for $16,000. And
I
the guy
saw.
did you see that one?
Yes.
Not
The only
bad.
problem, it has the stairs, right?
No, it just has a deck. It has a little deck. It's only like a foot or two.
Oh, okay. Too small.
It's yeah, it almost looks like a barn. The way like a gabled roof almost. It only showed the front, so I didn't really look at everything. But
Yeah.
then I
looked at-
watched. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I looked at those at Home Depot and
Mhm.
even thought about, two together.
Right.
You can make them work where you can add doors, windows, whatever you need to add.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap for just
Yeah.
something to start with anyway. Then cover it with rock.
My cousin,
I like the rock too.
my
Yep.
cousin sold this place for $20,000, and it ain't even worth it.
Is it a mobile home?
No, it's a house. It was
Really?
built in the night. I'll tell you this. My cousin's husband is like 54, 55 years old, and this is what house he was brought home to. I think they said it was built in 1930, but they tried to, change it up inside, and I still got the wiring from then, and it's not covered up. Not all the way. It
If
needs
you like
work
the
in
rock,
there. It's
Biden,
nice, but in the backyard, it's like a swamp when it rains. It stays all muddy. It's not on a real big lot either.
They need a French drain. We just put a couple big ones in.
it's
I know
probably,
that one.
probably
Yeah.
a low spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you like the rock, Biden's giving away them gift bags.
Yeah.
I think every young person should buy themselves a trailer. My mama's trailer that we built her house on was a 7x24, and it was only $4,500. It's more today. That was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But then just start building and just
Right.
start. If I was young, and I would buy me a truck, and I would be set for life, and I would, I'd
Yeah.
figure it out, and I'd be mobile.
And that's what I've been looking at, just to get something out there, is just get a travel trailer. And I had found one with this sob story, but it was a scam.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're trying to get you.
There's a lot of that. And the
I mean,
vans are very desirable right now too. The traveling vans. I mean, that's the way to go. You don't look as like a Target as much in an RV. You're just a van. You can
Right.
get one that's really low profile too. And I've seen, you probably have seen them too on YouTube. There's some. I just saw someone did their truck bed conversion. I'll bet
Yeah.
Camo's got some good little setups in his rigs where he's
Oh, yeah.
real comfy. Probably got a
He-
little chair
He'll-
back there and a cot and shit,
Go
Fishing
back
pole.
and look at his videos. He's set.
Yeah, I know he is. He's smart.
Bonnie, you like projects, right?
Yeah, but I can't do them, but I do like them.
Well,
But-
just give them something to piddle with too. Find you an Airstream trailer, one of them rounded top silver shiny
Yes,
aluminum ones.
I
Yep.
want one of them too.
And
Used is about 20,000 around here right now.
find one that needs worked on. And if you got to gut it, and then you do like you build a tiny home in that, you got the structure for it, that aluminum.
Yeah.
block.
That's a good idea. Those
You
are
get
good.
'em-
Hi, Larry.
You can get them for cheap,
Mhm.
not a little bit of nothing, but you can get them fairly cheap because a lot of people are getting them and doing that. But that make it because you can get 1/4-inch panel or plywood. You'd want to spray foam insulation before you put that paneling up or plywood up, but you could have it however you wanted.
Hey,
And do a
Chuck,
Hey, I'm
little
gonna jump down, guys. I'll be back maybe if you're still on.
I'm going to jump down too in a second. Good night, Camo.
see you over
I'll
on
see y'all
the
soon.
channel.
See you, Carl.
Okay. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos on how they are redoing school buses,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
kinds of things. And but
Yeah.
that's the thing right now is go gray.
That's
Look
what I
poor.
just. That's
Even if you have money, look like you don't have a cent
Mm-hmm.
here.
Right. The best ones I've seen with the
It's like,
tiny. Oh, sorry, honey. I
that's
think
a
you put that on me. Sorry. I've seen families that are bigger take two trailers, and then
Mhm.
they'll do them like that, and they'll put a deck in between them,
Yes,
and they only have to plumb the one. You do the kitchen and the bathroom in the one, and then your bedroom and your study or living room. You don't necessarily need to do plumbing in both of them
right.
if you had two. So that's kind of a cool idea, I think, and a
Yes.
deck in between. I think I've even seen people do up to three.
And you can do the deck if you need to close it in even as your kitchen area
Mm-hmm.
in between the two and have your
Mm-hmm. Right.
barbecue pit, everything out
Right.
there.
Right. Yeah. People are really doing it minimalist living. They're really got it down. Some
Yes.
people, it's just. But I'm
And that
tired, you guys. I'm gonna bounce. But I was gonna share. It's funny. Maybe tomorrow, if you catch me, I had a bunch of videos I watched today. It was so cute of this lady in a caravan wagon, all housing stuff. Because I just wanted to get away from the bullshit too. Just get away from the politics, get away from it. And that's what I do is I'll watch homesteading stuff. So yeah, um, if you catch me tomorrow, I'm gonna share a couple funny videos. But good night, Chuck. Good night, Crystal. Good night, Bonnie. Love y'all. See you
all
later.
Love you.
right. Good to see you. Love you.
yeah. I'm dropping down too.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Zach and them are fixing to come on, so
Okay, I understand. Well, tell them all hello till I get over there later, probably.
okay.
You have a good night, Crystal.
You too. Love y'all.
Love you. Good night.
I'm sorry, Bonnie. I come up here and chased all your people off.
No, you didn't. But yeah, I still like the idea of using all that rock. I mean, there is piles of it. Like, and so I had first thought that I would use that. You know how in Ireland they used to make the fencing with the
Yeah.
piles of rock all the way around, and because there's so much of it, I was like, I just hate to see it just sitting here in piles. But
If
shoot, if I could find somebody who can do that, because like I said, I helped my grandmother build a shed. We did a rock porch with steps
is that
and
on your property, your parents' property, or
yes, yes, where I'm moving.
I was gonna say, hell, you might be able to finance getting you a whatever you're wanting to get to live in out there by loading stuff, having them load up and buy them. But if it's everywhere, then it really ain't a commodity then. But
Yeah, and these crazy Californians that build these subdivisions around here. You wouldn't believe how much they pay for these big old boulders to go out in front of the subdivision to make it look all.
rustic,
Yeah.
build you a storm cellar. I don't know if you got somebody around that could start you a hole, start about 3 or 4 feet down, and then make you some concrete and go out there and piddle with what you want. When you get done, go back out there.
Larry, you can come up. We'll meet you.
I'd love to have a cellar here. One thing I remember as a kid, my uncle and them had one, and we'd go in there when it was in Tennessee. When it was hot, we'd go hang out in the cellar because it was cool in there.
Yes. And I know that's not something we usually have in Texas, but definitely a good idea to have a cellar.
Storms, anything like that, tornadoes, something gets bad, just make sure the door's big enough that are solid enough that ain't nobody just going to kick it in.
Yeah. The car in Ireland. Yeah.
pollen cargo containers. Huh. Wonder why they're just stockpiling them.
Yeah, that's cool about the. But it need to start. Everybody needs to start pointing the stuff out that already happened. But
Yes, because it's.
yeah, them
He's
cargo
looking.
containers, I wouldn't be surprised, Cindy, if they weren't full of stuff.
Yeah, that's true too. Did you see that? There's a big wind.
Yep, I was just noticing that. That's what I was saying. Maybe they need to do that all over, but they need to be able to go retro and go after these people. A lot of the stuff they did the 5 year points past, but
Yeah. What's that one say?
hey, Zoom.
Yes, I agree, Spotted Rabbit. And that's what we're trying to do out there is build it um, for generations to come.
Yeah, most places people live anymore, but they don't even know their neighbors around them.
Yeah.
I tried to get acquainted with neighbors around here, and they didn't have no part of it. They rather stay in their yard, keep to themselves.
You there,
Hi, Chuck.
Larry?
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
How are
How
you
you doing?
guys tonight?
Pretty good.
How's
Yeah,
it
I heard you guys talking about tiny houses and stuff, but yeah, I built my mother one a few years ago because she was in a nursing home, and uh, but no, it's 14 by 20, and but no, the Amish where I live at here in Ohio, they build a lot of those tiny houses and put them together.
Yes. And that's what I was looking at, Amish log cabins, pre-built. We
Uh,
have some Amish here, but I just don't know how to get a hold of them.
Yeah, but Home Depot does them too, and that's where I got my blueprints off of. And I think for the structure of mine, I only had like $900 in just the structure of it. But
Yeah,
mine's all solar, and it's really nice. I got electric too.
cool. Do you use propane or anything like that? Natural gas?
I got propane for heat, uh,
Yep.
and but it's got it's a two-story wood, but it's like I said, it's small, but there's a lot of room in it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but no, I got solar lights all the way around it. But no, I got a channel. It's called Larry P's, and it's stuff that I do here on the farm. And I'm the one that normally gives out the praying hands. But no, I got a lot of stuff on my channel. But I hear you and Chuck talking about different things, and that would give you a pretty good idea to come and look what I do.
Yes.
But
Can you put your link in private chat?
yeah, but no, it would probably give a lot of people ideas of what we do around here. And it's like with our gardening, we put gardens and stuff in, but our greenhouses are just like these carports. You see them, people throwing them away all the time, and you can frame them up and put
Yes.
plastic on them, and they work really well. And that's like Chuck was saying, get you somebody in there and dig you a hole. You can lay a few blocks and build right on it.
Yep.
But no, Chuck had a good idea.
Yeah. Chuck's pretty good with the ideas.
Yeah.
A lot of people are. That's I love reading the chat.
Yeah.
It's hard to read it during a live, but thank you, Red. I appreciate that. There, she dropped your channel.
Oh, thank you. But no, you can't see it. But no, on my channel, I'm gonna do a thing on my little tiny house that I got. Like I said, I think asking cost at Home Depot was like 38,000, and that wasn't even done inside. And I
Yes.
built it myself for about 10, and that 12 probably doing the inside.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where you young people have a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
But
But no, I
because I
think
don't have
anymore
any,
everybody. Go ahead.
I don't have any builders in my family. 6 kids, and none of them are builders. I should have pushed that.
My cousin in Tennessee, all my cousins, hell, I come from my dad and uncles and grandfather, and all were house and barn builders. They're kind of like Amish almost the way they were.
Well, and you think about it, whenever the pioneers started moving west, like everyone helped everybody. We kind of need to get back to that. And I don't mean it in a selfish way. I'm just saying, like, for society to continue, it's going to take people working together. As much as everyone is trying to get off grid just to themselves, and I get that too, but well, I don't know what I'm talking about. I saw this little Oriental couple that moved into the mountains like 50 years ago, and they were, I think they had like caves or something. They were just primitive as could be, and then they had kids and everything, and they survived. They showed them 50 years later. Here they are. They were showing how they lived. Somebody I saw say recycle. That is one thing that we need to get back to too. I know my grandmother. We were always washing out the Ziploc baggies and reusing them. Butter containers. There's so much that you can reuse that we just throw away.
That's like me finding out that these jars that spaghetti sauce in is in mason jars, and I started getting them now, and I buy the sauce just because of the jar. I like it, and now I'm keeping up with glasses for using them for that. And if I have to, I got the lids for them for the can stuff in them. They're an
That's
odd,
another.
they're
Yeah.
24 ounce, but that's an odd size. What's that? A pint and a half or a quart?
You
Yeah.
said,
That's
yeah,
another. That's another thing, Bonnie. Uh, if you decide to put one of those tiny houses, they say, well, if you put skids under it, they can't tax you. No, at first they couldn't tax us for ours, but like this week, the auditor said, well, you probably won't ever move it. So now she's charged us $200 because of that building. But
oh,
all those buildings now, I guess, they got to tax you for them.
They're gonna find some way to steal your money.
yes.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be able to tax on stuff you're using to live in. That's just ridiculous. But it's like you earn your money, you get taxed on it. And then you go buy stuff, you got to pay taxes on spending that money. The place you live, when you go buy it, taxes are put on it, and they're added into the price of it when you pay monthly on it. And then they still want to charge you yearly for where you live for taxes. That's the stupid. It's like tax. It's
Well,
like
that's one thing I like about Ohio on our vehicles. We only have to pay taxes the one time and never have to pay taxes on them again.
Yeah. And that's you know, I don't know. I kind of thought it was a God given right to have your space. And of course, in that space, you need shelter and food. So you should be able to do what you need to do to provide that.
Having a place to live isn't a luxury.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, but it's not a luxury like, okay, I got a speedboat. That's a luxury.
Hey, Joseph.
But 90% of taxes are illegal as hell. They're unconstitutional, and just people don't realize it, don't look into it. Now, it's not like somebody else we know, but I've learned a lot from him. So
It's the slave system.
But no, I just thought I'd jump up here and tell you guys all hi.
yeah, I subbed you, Larry.
Well, we
Oh,
appreciate
thank you.
Look me up.
Well-
I'm gonna start doing shows again here. I'm feeling a little better. I just didn't feel like, because most of the time when I'm on, like right now, I'm sitting on the edge of the chair. And so
Well, I got some ideas in mind to move a channel, but like Bonnie and Gigi does, they do game night and stuff. But I think it'd be nice if we could even do a cooking show and maybe plan a thing on here and where we can all show our camera, and it'd just be nice to do something different on here where we can all interact with each other.
Yes. And that's it.
they got people playing role playing games like Star Wars pen and paper and all that. And like we mess around with stuff on Monday over here, and one of the guys was talking about it. Said, "Yeah, we got a buddy of mine. He lives in Montana. He wanted to start playing, but he goes, we'd have to get a Zoom thing running where he could see and hear us. Either that, or we'd have to do it over the phone." And I'm like, "It doesn't bother me."
Yeah, that would work really well.
And that's some of us girls are talking about having a movie night, because you can, in StreamYard, you can just go in and nobody knows you're there. And
Yeah,
because I have all those Prime, Netflix, all those things I'm not supposed to have, I have them.
Well, if we could just throw cards through the phone, we could play cards.
Right?
and there's probably programs out there you could do that through, like this or Zoom or.
Yep. Yeah, Red, if you want to drop Chuck's channel, someone's asking for it.
So you got a channel now, Chuck?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's under Arkham's Razor.
Okay.
Red, put a link for it.
She just dropped a link.
Okay. Well, nice talking to you. I just thought I'd come up and say hi to you guys.
Well, we
Appreciate it, bud.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You have a good evening.
Look at me saying I appreciate it on your channel. I guess
That's
I'm
okay.
just saying that.
You're my co-host.
So how is Shane doing? Or is that something you don't want to talk about, or you don't know? Or
He's I think he's doing pretty good. It's up and down.
is he surrounded by a lot of stress, or get himself into a lot of stress, or not that he'd admit it, but
Right. In my opinion, yes. I kind of think I have more stress than he does, but and that affects people differently. Everything does. So
thanks, Larry and Edna.
it's,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Is it home life or business life or just everything in a ball? Or
Well, you've heard Shane talk. His mind is going 100 miles an hour.
yeah, I mean, I think the only thing to ease him up is having a few beers, but I quit doing all that, and I just try not to let stuff get to me. I'm by nature, I'm real defensive and offensive, and I try to watch out for people. And take up for people and all that, and it makes me real guarded, and I go from 0 to 60, straightening out people how they are, which is bad and good. But I try not to let shit weigh me down and keep it on my mind or none of that. Because if you can't fix it, I got this motto I've had for years, and I tell a lot of my friends that if you can't do nothing about it today or tomorrow or next week or even by the end of the month, don't worry yourself to death about stuff that you can't fix. Put it in God's hands and be done with it.
Yes. And that's what I'm working on. That part with hopefully.
Hey, Lori.
He can
Wow.
retain so much information, and in a sense that can be good, but at the same time it can be bad. And so that's what I worry about. He needs a vacation. He needs to learn to unwind. I think.
Yeah, he surprised me the other day, and I said hi to him on LWN and told him I was worried about him. He goes, "I know you truly are, and I love you, brother." And I was like, "That really surprised me, him saying that over in live through the chat."
And he does. He has a big heart. Don't tell anybody that. Like I just told a whole bunch of people, but
like Vicky will tell you, I do too. I'm a big asshole, but my heart's bigger.
And that's it. It is not by accident that we are all here in YouTube land. It is not by accident. I truly believe most everybody I have seen are God-loving people that just want our freedoms back. That's basically what I am seeing throughout the whole channels, everywhere, everything. And so, yes, we have a heart, but we're pissed off. They have overdone it. They have taken away so much from us and our children. And that is, I believe, why we're here. For all of us to be able to have a place to come together as one and figure all this stuff out. What is the best way to stop this? What is the, the last thing we want to see is civil war or anything like that. So we try to figure out other ways to make this happen, but they sure are pushing people to their limits. And I understand that. You've got to have a good faith. You've got to get the armor of God. But you also have to be prepared for whatever the need may be.
Yeah, our big problem, what they're doing, one thing, they want to take everything everybody has. They'll spend $10,000 if they know you've got a jar full of pennies. They'll spend all that money just to take it. What we need to quit doing is get involved in all these other countries' business. These other countries either take care of themselves or they don't. There's people all around them, like over there in that shit there. I know there's a reason they're over there. So just let that be. That'd be kind of like people in the neighborhood, me walking around with a gun and going house to house to make sure anybody, oh, you're arguing? I'm here to stop that. I don't like it. I'm getting involved. But what gives you the right to get involved? Well, I'm the one standing here with a gun. I have no right to do that. They have no right to be in other people's business.
Yeah. And Zoom said it. Build it and they will come. I really believe that. Wasn't that from the Ark? Well, that's been everything. Church. Build a church and they will come. And sure enough, they do. We're all just so daggum far apart.
Yep. Most majority of people want to be left alone, and they're not satisfied with people want to be left alone. We ain't meddling in their business. They want all them people that got money want to argue amongst each other and take each other's money. So be it. Y'all fucking have at it. Do it. Leave people alone over here. We're looking in our yard, paying attention to our yard. We don't care what y'all are doing. We do, but we're not interfering in yours. Leave us alone. Because sooner or later, all these people are going to get off the porch.
Yep. And Cindy, there you go. You described it perfectly right there. Yep. I don't know. I don't know if each state needs to build in each state or one channel I was listening to, they were talking about safety zones, and sounds like it's going to be like Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, like kind of in that strip there. I don't know.
Yeah, Gigi, I was working on that. A lot of people are like, well, what are you worried about having so many subs? I wanted to get big enough to get to 500 where it gets all the benefits through that I could do, and people could post on top of my posts and videos or whatever. Then 1,000, I know it's monetary, but there's other things you get besides that when you hit 1,000. I work hard, bust my ass over a month putting stuff out, and I rock around. It took me forever. Like they locked me down where I couldn't get over 190 for a while. Then I busted over 200. Then somebody snatched out 10 of them out from under me. But then you can get somebody in 24 hours can get damn near 200 in less than 24 hours. And a couple days later, they're up almost to 400. I'm not knocking and I'm not jealous. It's just ceases to amaze me the support some get and some that don't. That all falls in that divide that everything went through here a couple months ago. And
yes,
I think everybody's on a side. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm on the side of people that want to get things right.
Yep.
And if that's not on your side, then you're on the same side I'm against, which makes you a traitor.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's what I keep saying. As a group, half of us, we can't even see each other. So no, there's no color. There's no by your looks. There's no by what you have. It's getting to know people. To me, it's more getting to know people inside out than outside in.
Too many of them causing a divide. It's all related around bias. If they can't get you on a color bias or sexual orientation bias or a sex bias, whether you're a man or a woman, or whatever the 752 other sexes they say that exist, then it's a monetary bias. It's like you're too rich or too poor, you're in the middle, you're straddling the fence. Then it's all about bias, and that's racism and sexism, and that's. And the first one to usually scream that somebody's a racist is usually the most biased racial person you've ever seen.
And Canadian Patriot, thank you for those prayers. I know they are much appreciated.
Hey, Canadian. Sorry, y'all, if I'm going on a rant that nobody wants to hear.
Oh, you're all right. In Slow Country, I'm on the side of morality and truth. There you go.
Everybody deserves the truth. They may not want to hear it, but they deserve it anyway, unless it's top secret or what have you. But
and Gigi said you are not sub to her.
I'm not? How can I not be? I've been subbed to her.
I don't know. She said, by the way, Chuck, you haven't subbed me. LOL.
I was subbed forever. When I used to come in and out of the channels all the time. I noticed that she hadn't been popping up, but I've also noticed a couple others that I wasn't subbed to that I
And
was.
yes, and that's every so often you need to check and make sure, because if you quit getting notifications that ones that you put the black belt, um, because they'll do that. YouTube does that even with taking away subs. They will, you could be one of them that they took away from another channel. It sucks that
Yeah,
this
Gigi,
is what
drop
we
your
have.
link or links or whatever and put it up there. See if I'll check from this end. I didn't know how you can tell if somebody subbed or not.
I don't either. I don't know how she keeps up with that. And I don't really watch my numbers. Um, Today I looked at it. Gigi and I were talking, and I said, I have this many subs. And I didn't
Everybody,
realize that it was more than what it was. It, it's just a number. And there's so often I look up there at the top left hand corner and I can see how many are watching.
no,
And
I'm not subbed, Gigi, and I was. I
that
am
goes
now.
up and down.
I've been told by others that they strip subs away from people.
Yes. Yep. Yes, Slow Country. That's what we're trying to do. Gigi and I are trying to just hit that 500 mark so we can do the community page.
Yeah, that's another thing. Community page. You have community page. Is that where people can comment and put stuff
You
on it?
can when you open YouTube and you start going through, um, like if somebody's not going on that day, they can put it on the community page. You can post pictures on it. You can, um, I don't know. It's just cool to be able to, or you can put what you're going to be talking about that night. It's just kind of like but it shows up with whatever channels you like too. Like when Mike got there with Shane, and they put that picture up there.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
so.
you can do. You can just post things there for the community to see.
I think you get more stuff like that too at 1,000, besides the monetary, which you never get anything out of anyway. Somebody going unless you get 50,000 or 100,000 subs, you ain't ever gonna make no living off of YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I'm I'm not even. I'll never hit 1,000. That's not even a. My goal is to have a place where people can come and relax, but also where we can have these discussions. I mean, sometimes it needs to be discussed, and um, I'm not as funny and fun as Gigi, but sometimes we get carried away here. Yes, Canadian Patriot. Jeff Riddle always lets us know. Yeah, I have to watch hours. I just, okay, spotted rabbits, I won't say that. I agree with that. Information and truth should be free.
Yeah, but they lock all this stuff down, like stuff to do with this last election. They got locked up supposedly for the next 50 years. Why? That tells me right there when they got to do that, that means there's stuff going on that people should see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what my analytics are. I haven't looked. Let's see.
Red, can you put Slow Country's link, please? Thank you. Thank you for dropping these links. Thank you, Spotted Rabbits. Benjamin. Benjamin's always saying he's got a face for, now it's newspapers. The
I guess
comments.
that ain't bad for a month. I got 770 time watch hours.
Yeah. No, that's not bad. Geez,
For a
you just
month,
started.
28 days.
Look how long I've been doing this, but it was just a backup for Gigi, and then Gigi went into hiding, and I missed everybody, so here I am.
I see where the subs are. The last 90 days, you got your subbers.
Me. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, um, going to different channels, um, like these truckers, if you can find one that is a small channel, and man, let's do the love raids. Anybody wants to do love raids, I'm all for that. All the small channels I really like going to because you can actually chat in the chat. You go to RSBN or um, these big ones. Of course, the big truckers, Sassnack, he got big real quick. And so when you have over 1,000 people in chat, it's just flying. And so you can't really talk to anyone. Like our chat is here tonight, they're talking to each other. And that's what we need, communication. And it's not just sitting and listening to who's on panel and what they have to say. Everyone has a voice here, chat and all. And that's what I like.
yeah. I can see everybody. You go to your analytics on your dashboard when you go in to look at your stuff on YouTube, and it'll show you who's subbed. And I'm everybody on my sub list. I'm subbing to them if I'm not.
And Red, if you can put David Inns, that is absolutely not true. David N, you can get up here anytime.
Is he
Hey,
out there?
how you doing, Cam? Yeah, David N's out there.
Hey, Cam, David.
I hate to see y'all with the that's maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't worry about the numbers. It's just a number. Um, I hate to see y'all getting upset, especially when you're just starting. My goodness, when I first started this, there would be like 4 people watching, and um, it didn't matter. Those 4 people meant something. I don't care if it's one person watching. It's somebody that is here to
listen to whatever. Um, Someone's feeling comfortable here for some reason, so I'll talk to that one person. I always hear Hawk say that. I don't care if there was 3 people or 300, I'd be saying the same thing. And that's the truth. It's the exact truth. It's like each channel provides something different. And um, that's why I jump around to so many, because and it's hard to do in one day. So throughout the week, I try to just catch who I can when I can. Um, and hopefully they're not feeling like I've deserted them or something, but it's too hard to try and watch every single one. And
Yeah,
some of them I'll
I
start
watched
watching.
Liberty this morning at 7 o'clock.
Did you? Wow. I'm not up that early. I was up at 8. But I don't know, sometimes I'll start watching one and then something happens that I have to go, and I'll think I need to go back and listen to that because that was a really good topic, and I forget. But
That's cool, Cam.
well, David, that's fine, but I try to promote anybody on here with a channel. I want it known. I want links so that people can check you out.
Yeah, like mine when it's running, I don't care less whose show. Somebody can promote their show, talk about their show. I don't care.
Yep.
So long as you don't talk about something immoral or unethical. And
Well, yeah. Yeah. Um, I used to watch North Shore Preparedness all the time. He used to do a lot more shows than he does now. But, um, and we would do love raids. And he's all, well, check it out first and make sure they're not kicking dogs or hurting babies or anything, And I'm like, okay, my goodness. But that's true. It's, like, uh, what happened on Jeff Riddles the other day. You never know. Somebody's going to come along and be a horse board about it. Hello, Blackwatch. How are you this evening?
Not too bad, Bonnie. Chuck, how are you too?
Good to
Black.
see you.
You're back better, Chuck, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the edge of the seat. It ain't bothering me today. I slept most of the day though too. So it was raining and dreary, and I was like sitting here. I was going to kick back and watch something on TV, and I heard my phone ring, and it was 4 hours later. So I slept from like noon to 4, and didn't even know I went to sleep.
It's really important to have a comfortable chair.
Yeah, right now I'm sitting in the chair I sit in all the time. My recliner, Vicky says, is uncomfortable as hell, but I'm sitting on the edge of it. And that's what was getting me on my back. That's why I ain't done a show or none of that. And
I was lucky to find a guy who came out of chiropractor college or something at around 28. He was really, really good, surprisingly, at that age. But they can damage you. They can put you in a wheelchair if you're not careful. But what can you do? Bonnie, I dare support the people who run tech. Not an easy job.
I'm sure.
It's not. It's when you're on the other side of the coin. I can see why YouTube does what it does, but it's not always right. It's true. It's, and anyway, I'm not going to go there because I'll get beat up. Not an easy job.
Well, we appreciate our tech support people too, because a lot of times I need help. You've heard me. You saw it last night. I had to go out to La La Land and come back in.
That
I'll be right back.
I don't think you can remember that white screen. Did it go for the entire screen or just 3/4 or something?
No, it was the whole screen.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Except for the little red X at the top. And so that's what I pushed, and it took me out of everything. And then I had to go back into my
well,
internet.
sometimes you're kind of breaking up here. I don't know what's going on with the internet, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I'm unplugged.
Most browsers can go into what they call a developer mode, and it's annoying. But in the white box, you can see an X and it closes it. It's annoying, but that's when you click something you shouldn't have, you know.
Yep. That's what I did. Well,
Yeah.
I've noticed if you click on something twice, it doesn't like that. But I should be paying more attention to what's on top on the bar at the top, because it told me Microsoft Edge was not responding, but I clicked it again anyway, and that's when it goes white.
Yeah. Microsoft. So, I don't use anything from Microsoft, but anyway, that's just me.
Well, I don't know how to get out of it. It comes with my computer.
Hey, Lisa. Yeah, David Rabbit said he sent you stuff trying to help you with showing how to do a video or whatever to advertise and all that. And he said you don't respond or you're not getting it or something.
You know, it's just something. Can you imagine YouTube traffic during a day? Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
How would you like to have a tiny piece of a penny off of everything that went on?
Right? It's phenomenal.
I mean, as I put in the comment, no human group could run it. It's all run on AI, all run on programming. So, and then, just like in programming, nothing's perfect. And you talk about subscribers, it's a constant update. How can I put this? All the updates run in burst mode. They're not constantly updating. They shoot them through all at once, and that's what you see. So, but it's just from doing the job. Yeah. But just look at
I'm pouring water. If y'all hear that.
You better stressed out on your microphone what you're doing.
That's why I'm telling y'all. I am pouring water, not.
Do you want to hear a little story? I was on Skype, and the lady hung it up, so she thought, on her cell phone. No, she didn't. Went in her handbag and followed. I'm listening. Oh, Lord.
That happened to poor little Gigi one night. She thought she muted her mic.
No, she disconnected. I'm going, let me out. I don't want to be here, you know.
Oh.
All the strange noises I heard. But you can't disconnect because whoever starts it has to end it. You know.
Yep.
The other way, but it was. It's a good thing she didn't know. I didn't have the heart to tell her. But, you know, consider this. I'm hearing your voice. I'm hearing your voice out of the speakers. and I'm talking to you, but you don't hear your voice on the speakers. The noise cancellation, which they use in aircraft, it's remarkable what they can do.
That's true.
But anyway, the tech, it's not a fun job. It's not. I always thought I'll retire, like I told you, and never see a computer again, and I would have been happy, you know. But it's
Good night, Joseph. So, Black Watch, can I ask you a question?
yeah. As long as it doesn't go, we've been down that road. But anyway,
Do you know anything about 5G?
about which?
5G.
Yeah,
So, what's your thoughts?
unnecessary at this point in time. It's always a painful transition. There's one guy, he knows what he's doing, and he says, I went to 5G, I flipped to 4G, went back and forth, my phone all locked up. I don't have a cell phone. I believe, was it not, dare I say it, spawned off from George Floyd, and they were burning the towers, the 5G tower, which doesn't really, didn't make sense because both, they're running 4 and 5G. It's just a transmission rate that stepped up. You know,
So, you think it's an okay thing? Did you watch Liberty Warrior tonight?
no, no, I'm not getting
Okay.
notification. It's obviously the transmission rate, gigabytes per second, you know, of what it's moving.
Right.
But nobody's ever going to be happy, Bonnie, until it's instantaneous. Give it to me before I even think I need it, you know, and it's never fast enough. And at the same time, when technology stalls, say on 4G, they're not making money. It's all money. Like I said, to talk about anything, it's all money. You need it. It's not fast enough. You know what I mean? Take this, get that. Do you know the problems? There's motherboards now that are running DDR5. They're fresh, like a new car. They got all kinds of problems with it crashing. And people are, you know, if you buy the latest and greatest, you're the one that's going to pay. You know, but it's never, no. Is it the consumer that has to be satisfied, or is it the manufacturers who got to keep pumping it out? You know.
Yeah.
You know, I got last year's model phone. I got to get the new one. Why? Won't it work? Of course it'll work, but I don't have the newest, so I'll pay another $1,500. You know, it's. So what do you think? Do I think 5G is good? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
It's new. I mean, do you want to climb on the newest? I personally think the internet's fast enough. There's people I hear, I got 500 down, 500 up, 900 down, 900 up. And if you really look at their usage, even at the highest, it's about 50 or 60. So why do you need it? You know, I don't know. I'm glad to be out of tech, but I'm dealing with this.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
don't want 5G. 4 is just fine for me. So,
Can you remember 3G? It wasn't that long ago. You know.
yes, actually. And I actually remember party lines, and we survived just fine with those too.
Oh, I can remember growing up. Yeah, you pick it up and you're listening to somebody talk.
Yeah.
And is it
Spy on your neighbors.
really it was, you know, but yeah, I remember that.
No, we could tell if somebody picked up the line, and
Yeah,
be
yeah.
all, sorry, I'm on it right now. Another 10 minutes, please.
Yeah.
Or the party lines, or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
My grandma had that.
Yep. When I was a kid, we did when we lived out in the boonies, and there'd be four of us on it, and but we were respectful about it. If we picked it up and somebody was on it, we hung it back up and um, hoped that they were not talking for hours.
Actually, you could complain to the operator if someone,
Mm-hmm.
went on too long. And but I
Yep.
mean, you see these pictures of the operator plugging the wires in and everything. There was a woman next door that, in the beginning at Bell, did that.
Yes. And we
And
need to go back to that. That we have a motel that still has a system like that
you know,
for each of the rooms,
yeah.
and you plug in the wire to get the call through to the room, and
Yeah. So I mean,
it's
5G, is it worth listening to a party line and using your cell now? I don't know. It's an individual's choice.
that's true. Just and everything should be. It's your choice.
But
Freedom of choice.
the kids today, there's. I lived in basically Toronto, like I told you, and I looked at the cost of living recently. Do you know they include internet now, like it's food, lodging? Your cost of living is based on the internet as well now. Is
Yeah.
that's how integrated it is. But these kids sitting there and 16 and video games and all this stuff. I would not tolerate it for my child. No way.
No.
We were lucky to play Nintendo, Super Mario.
Yes. Yes.
It was
That wasn't even until I was in my teens that we were allowed to do that. And we had a game room. So when I grew up, we'd go to the game room, no alcohol, no nothing. It was just for kids. And they had arcade games all around there. And they had foosball and air hockey and pool tables. And I was addicted to Centipede. And it was fun. It was just good fun. And our kids are missing out on that. The skating rinks, the bowling alleys, just the
Yeah, the bowling alley was the center of our world to know where the parties were going to be at on the weekends.
yeah,
if your children aren't outside, there's something wrong.
yes,
And they can.
and that.
It's but this.
We
I listen to these people, the young ones. Like I kind of Chuck on the other night. He put him into the waiting room and he left before he removed them. Damn it! Oh, anyway. But I listen to them, and it's their life. It's a part of their thinking process through the day,
yes,
and it's disturbing to me.
yes. And when I go in and to wake up one of the girls, and they've got that cell phone in their hand, cuddled up with it, and I'm like, oh my god! But try and call them and wake them up. That don't happen.
No,
They've got it all muted, but cuddled up with that cell phone like it's a lifeline, and
Yeah.
it's scary.
but I when I started at Robert Simpson's as a department store, it was part of Sears. They told me the IBM 1401 had just gone out. They had a 360, 20, and 40. The 1401 looked like Univac. They looked like a big desk with little lights going on, and you look at these things now, what they are, when you see it from the inside out, it's incredible. It's, I don't want to get too far into it, but you ever hear this? It's in the cloud. It's in the cloud. And I says, it's funny. The last time I saw a cloud, it went black and it soaked me. I was freezing. I said to them, how much data, how much of the world's information is on the cloud? And they said, oh, 85, 90%. I said, you're crazy. It's all on mainframe. And so, you know, the reality of it. But, you know, tech is boring. But as you say, we looked at your laptop last night. It went white. You probably are thinking to yourself, damn, this thing just work, right? Just work. Do what I want it to do, you know, but it's
No, I just laugh at it. It's like,
but
oops, did it again.
I agree with that attitude. Just work. That's all I want you to do is just work. Do what I want you to do. But
Well, I don't get mad at objects. Objects, I was the one in control. I messed up. That was my bad. So how can I get mad at it? The computer didn't do it. I did it. And that's when something quits working. I don't sit there and kick it and beat it. But man, my ex-husband, if a dryer would quit working, he'd go in there and he'd start kicking it, or well, he couldn't even figure out how to turn it on is why he was kicking it. But I was like, what is that accomplishing right there? Really and truly? What? It didn't make any sense to me.
a lot don't think that way. They think the other way. Bang it, kick it, whatever, you know. But you know, I sat here and I listened to thing till it got the tech, and I got to defend it. I have to. You know, this concept. YouTube is doing that. YouTube is doing this. Yes, there's decisions made, and some are wrong, no doubt. I don't know for sure, but just look at the traffic. Look at the amount that's happening and how fast it happened. You know, it's miraculous, really, when you look at it.
Yep.
I mean, a lot have suggested, why doesn't Jeff Bezos start another platform, you know, to compete? Why should he? Where does Jeff Bezos get his money? Where do you think? Where do you think he gets his money from? His 100 billion or whatever it is.
I have no idea.
Do you think it's Amazon sales?
Well, for one, I don't know who he is.
Oh, he was the CEO of Amazon. Now he's above it. He created a position to lessen his responsibilities, and he's got a CEO of Amazon. He's Amazon. Jeff Bezos.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah,
Sorry, it's like a household name, so I assume, you know. But he didn't get his money from that. He started selling books. It's AWS, Amazon Web Services, storing information for people. He beat out Backblaze. He beat them all out. He had the first web services, hosting and everything.
Wow.
That's where he makes his money from, you know. But it's, you know,
utility room.
Anyway, it's just it's not easy.
Make sure I got. Hold on, let me get this.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy. Look at Google. Start typing a search. Look what it's doing, and how fast it comes back. I know how it does it, more or less. It's incredible.
It's programmed.
You know, but
Amazon was a book thing, and they took over everything.
Yeah, I mean, he hit a gold mine there. You know, I'm out of college. I got these books. Why don't I set up an online bookstore? And now look at it. You know, but it's
You can try and Google some words, and they come back with something totally different than the original meaning. You can go to a Webster dictionary and look up that word and the definition, and it will tell you the definition. But if you Google the definition, you're not going to get the same answer that's in that dictionary.
No, but
I
you know what it's doing. You ever see the result? Then you see 4 or 5 lines.
yes,
It's scraping the server. Is what they call scraping it. It gets the result. You get that link, and it's scraping the first few lines of the site. That's what it's
yeah.
doing. You know,
Uh,
it's. But anyway, you know, you talk. I got to stand in defense of it. I mean, everybody, you know, like, why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? But if you look at what it's doing for everybody, you know,
yeah,
it's you know, it's not a fun job, and it has its impact on people and their lives. I know it personally, and it's just I'd rather have driven truck. I could make a living,
yep.
but you know, it just anyway. I don't want to get. It's going to bore people. You know, most people just make up work. You know, and it should be perfect, but you know, it's not. It's not a fun job. You don't make a lot of money. Some people do, and I. This is the wrong platform. You know, Susan W. of YouTube.
I don't think so.
I think
She's
I've seen.
she's the CEO, and she's worth last count $815 million.
Wow.
If you knew how she got her job at YouTube, I'm not going to say it here because I don't know what the result would be. You'd be amazed at how she got her job.
Yeah.
You know, the way things are today, I don't know if I should say it, but it's well known, well documented. She does. Her husband's very very wealthy too, but on the channels I was on, they assumed I was dating her because Alex, you know Alex that we talk about, he was saying, how come Ken can broadcast on his phone, OBS, like you're doing here? I can't. And I says, Alex, remember the night it was going on? Yeah. I told Ken what to do. Yeah, press the button, keep going, Ken. And it worked. I said, I already emailed Susan. I got special permission for him to put it up. And it paused him to think about it. This is the minds of the young tech people. You know, it sounds like I'm making fun of them, Mommy, but we did Christmas. We did Christmas one. And it was, like I told you, it was a lot of fun. It was back and forth. And then it got to phones, and Ken was at his mother's, and Alex was going, yeah, but he's going to broadcast, trying to push him, which he finally did. So I said, look, it doesn't end in Y. It's Christmas. He's not going to do it. Yeah, well, you know what, Blackwatch, if you don't want to be there, then you stay away. So I said, okay, Alex, but you do know my Christmas present from Susan, I'm in total control of YouTube and Zoom, StreamYards, everything today. Everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, right. Doug says to him, yeah, I gave him the host. It just floored the kid. He's looking, I said, yeah, I got control. Everything. If I don't want it to go, and he just stopped him in his tracks. He didn't know what to say. Doug backed me up and said, yeah, I gave him host. He's the host of Zoom. It was testing the young, like, it just froze them solid. Like, you're in control of it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't making fun of him. I told him in there, there's a few of them, and I said, to understand me, I will hate to laugh at you. Hate it. But I would love to laugh with you. You know, that's how you can understand. But it's a story of how these young guys think about tech. It just, I could go on. Ken, we're talking about Ken before, and I saw him in his Christmas sweater, you know, on OBS. And I said, yeah, but he was in his suit. They went to church, mass, that night in that Christmas one. And Doug says, you know, really? I said, yeah, the suit really looks good on him. He's lost a bit of weight, 6'4", whatever. I I got pictures from the parking lot. You want to see them? And he goes, yeah, sure. I said, they're out getting developed. I'll let you know. So Alex comes in. He says, oh, I got him on this one. Nobody gets pictures developed. Nobody that I know. He says, you know where I'm going? It's at 1 hour photo getting done. And if you watch that thing, we had so much fun. But my point is, how the young people are thinking about technology, you know, and it's, I don't know. I could go on and on, but it, you know, in the defense of tech, look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing now. And
Yeah.
I told you, we set up, it was Farnborough, England, you know, you buy planes, you know, or I'm a special, you know, contract. Or goes to Toronto, you set up VTEM video conferencing, you secure it. This was in the early 80s. Look at what you're doing on Zoom now. You know, but anyway, I'll leave that alone. It's a boring subject to most, but just look at what it's doing. Look at what's being done, and it's not an easy job. But anyway, I'll leave that alone. But
It's not.
you should have been in there, Bonnie, on Christmas. It was probably the best 2.5 hours you'd spend. And,
Wow.
it was very low tech. You know, it's not a lot of that, but it was fun. It was a lot of people just like in here, and it very rarely happens.
Yeah.
You know, it was just the games that just, you know, one guy comes into Zoom and he's in England, and Doug's trying to control the thing. I mean, he's running Zoom, he's running 3 computers, he's doing all this, you know. I just thought, it's a bloody hell, Darren, how you doing that? You know, and it was hilarious. It was a lot of fun. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'll leave that alone. There's a lot of stories, but it's not an easy job. And YouTube, the only way they get money is advertising. You know, from you grew up with television, right? Be back in, you know, 15 seconds from the sponsor. Now you're lucky to get 15 minutes of the program. Now they have nothing because YouTube and places like that are getting all the advertising money. It went from television station to online station. You know,
Yeah.
but anyway, it's no fun.
Chuck, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Can y'all excuse me for 1 second?
All right, you got a fart?
No.
I'm just
A little more than a second.
I'm just joking. My mom friend, you'd say that, y'all excuse me for a minute, and she'd run outside and close the door. I used to think that was funny that that was Louisiana, though. She's like, women shouldn't do that in front of everybody.
What can you do? You know, Chuck, I looked for that song. It was priceless. You know, this, what did you put out? I don't care if it rains or freezes, as long as I can't find it. It would have been a.
That was way back, wasn't it? It was like probably 50s or 60s or maybe 70s.
Like usually you can put in now in Google, like, I don't care if it rains or freezes, and then end it with song. And now it'll come back, go into YouTube, but I can't find it. Anyway, that was priceless.
Yeah, next time you see Camel Carl, I think he found it one day. And I think somebody rewrote it into a song, a country song or something.
But it's a well-meaning song. It's a lot of fun. You know, it's to me, anything worthwhile can be laughed at, you know, enjoyed, if you will, you know. But that was priceless. I don't know where you found that one.
I'll have to look it up.
Is it windy down there? It might blow our lighter out.
It's not too bad windy, but it was been raining the past 2 days. Yesterday, either yesterday or the day before, it was like 80 degrees and it dropped down to like 42 in about 20 minutes when the storm front came in. And it was like, yeah, I hate that rainy slot. I don't mind if it's cold and I don't mind if it's raining, but I don't like it when it's both.
It really gets the bones aching, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's probably part of my aggravation in my back. I thought it eased up, and then that front came through, and
It's no fun. I was stupid. Your wife wanted a wallpaper. You know, you go up the 14 stairs, it's a landing, then 3 more upstairs in a window, and it was a 24-foot piece of wallpaper. And I thought I should hire somebody. I'll pay them $100. Who cares? I ended up a 24-foot ladder trying to hang it, coming down with running shoes. I spun around on the wet 14 stairs over my head over heels, and I'm still living with it. You know, it just doesn't go away.
let's see if this is it.
I don't care if it rains or freezes or plastic Jesus on the dashboard of my car.
Yeah, but that's Cool Hand Luke. That's Paul Newman singing it in jail. Let's see.
That's from the movie. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Trying to see where it originated.
That sounded like a banjo.
Yeah, him playing a banjo sitting on a cot in jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Artist is George Cromartie and Ed Rush. I'm trying to see if it shows what date. It don't.
That was a good song though. It's Bonnie's back.
Yes.
Do you ever look at what, for the lack of a better word, better phrase, what you're getting away with in here? It's not. How can I put it? I hate censorship. I do. Personally,
Yes.
I hate it, but there is a point, you know.
That's not it.
Well, maybe you could take a look for me one time. I'll catch your. I'm sub to it. Maybe if you come on, you know, one of your lives, you can. You're feeling better. It's.
Here's I'll drop the link in the chat, and it'll just a bunch of YouTube videos of it. Let's see.
Blackwatch, do you see the question?
Being up. I've been up the Kirkland Lake. Is that what they're asking?
Yes.
There's not much of Ontario I haven't been in. I've not been up as far as Dorinda, the Sioux. I've been through Sudbury once or twice. There's not too much of Ontario I haven't seen, at least once.
And so I was talking to somebody from Canada in another place, and did I spell Sioux right? Is it Seau? The Sioux?
For what? Like a lawsuit?
No. Where Blackwatch is talking about up in Canada, where Dorinda is.
Yeah, is it what? The acronym I missed.
Is it spelled Seau?
SIOUX.
Oh, I was way off.
Like Sioux Indians?
Exactly.
Ah.
Toronto was just, in the beginning New York. It became Toronto. There's an awful lot of native people's wording in here. Ottawa.
Yes.
Awful lot of Britain. You can talk about Britain with Newcastle, London, all of them. There's ones in Ontario by that name. Whitby, that's where I used to live. I know where Gigi lives. Sorry, Gigi, I do. But yeah, there's an awful lot of for the lack of a better Cherokee native. It's a Sioux. That's the way you spell it.
Okay.
But that's a general region. You know, St. Marie it's a long story. I'm trying to think of.
Just the way she says it, it sounds so pretty.
Oh, the Sioux. Yeah, it's the Sioux tribes.
She says a longer version of that. And I'm like,
I
maybe
couldn't.
it's the Sioux and Saint Marie or something. I don't know, but
It's Sioux, then STE, which is the feminine Saint Marie.
mm,
The feminine, French feminine for saint, STE.
yes.
So that's a hard language to learn, French. You know, I found it that way.
Yeah, you got to choke a lot and about gag yourself and learn the guttural and.
No, I mean,
Mhm.
the French in Quebec are not from France. They're a derivative of French. They have their own slang, if you will. But it's
Yes, like the Spanish. If
Yeah, it's
the
like
further south you go, is real Spanish from Spain, but the closer you get to the border, it's a whole different language, kind of,
that's
because
like
they put so much slang into it.
it's like Acadiana French from New Orleans, South Louisiana. That's from Arcadia or whatever in Canada. It derived from there when a bunch of Canadians went south.
Yep.
Acadian is kind of like it's kind of like the English, but you're Cockney. You're Cockney in England, which is a lower class. You know, it's you know
It's like simple French, but it's all a lot of slang there and stuff too. But
that's like Celine Dion when Renee said to her, "You got to learn English. You got to learn to sing in English," and she did. But there's a Yugoslavian guy that worked at de Havilland as an operator, constant afternoons, and he was a journalist in Yugoslavia. He spoke 6 languages, 6 at least, and he took the family to Quebec. And Montreal's not bad, but anyway, McDonald's type of thing, and they're notorious for this. I don't know about today. And he went in and he ordered whatever, you know. He spoke fine English, perfect. And the girl said, kind of, what? Come on, come on. And she kept it up. And
See,
so,
she's spelling it different.
but long story short, the waiter, the girl behind the counter kept it up. And he says, look, little girl, when you can speak 6 or 8 languages, then you can talk to me. Otherwise, get our order. She spoke English after that. It's difficult going there, but I understand the French background. You know, it's you know, or to caught in that word. I'm reading whereabouts in Whitby, Gigi. Fast forward. Gigi, you know how northern Whitby is? How far up north it goes? It goes an awful long way to. Anyway, yeah. I
Thank you.
lived there from she was 70 January 76 into the 80s, Newmarket for 6 years and back to Whitby. So most of my adult life, Gigi, I lived there. We'll take it up another time, Gigi, if you don't want to know You know, Gigi at one time, I think Whitby was the capital of Ontario for a short time. But anyway, it's difficult to hear. I understand it from the States. You live in Canada. You do realize Canada is larger than the USA in square miles.
No, I didn't know that.
But it's northern. You know, it goes way up north. The northern strait is melting. Now Russia and Canada are fighting for the ground that's left. You know, but it's like I said, you can go province to province, and they're good. Quebec's iffy. It you know, if you don't speak the language, and even if you do, but for the most part, you can go anywhere. You know, and it's but they're proud of it. The prairies are proud. The down east is proud. British Columbia is a lot of Chinese, an awful lot, an awful.
So is everybody just piled into cities? Because the population is only 30 million. Is that correct?
It's about, I believe it's around 36 million right now.
Yeah.
It's roughly a tenth of the U.S. as a rule of thumb. Divide yours by 10.
Yes.
You know.
So it just seems that uh, everybody's in the cities. Do very many people live out in the country there, like here?
Well, briefly, Gigi, you know Lind Creek? You should know that. When I moved to Whitby, my parents moved to a new house that was being built. Finally talked them into it in 71 so I could rent their house. And the population was 12,000, about 12,000. I went there shortly after. My daughter was maybe one, and it was 19,000. And you had people, as you say, they'd have like 4 acres, 5 acres, and a house and a septic system. And when the development went in, then their taxes went up. It had to be all shifted. Gigi can correct me, but I think Whitby's pushing 200,000 now. So do we have remote? Well, I told you about going with that fellow when I was in high school, and we had the beer in the car and all that. And then the roads were virtually up and down hills. You go down one, you're up the other. And he says, I'm going to go wrestle a cow. And he got an axe and knife out of there and jumped the driftwood fence where the cows were. And the farmer came up and he's got his 22 and everything out the window shooting at us. So is that remote enough? It wasn't a long drive. There's Aurelia, there's everything up north, and it's beautiful up there in the fall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just seems like the cities are spread out, but not much in between the cities. Where
No.
here, there's people living everywhere. There's not a lot of bare land, I guess is what you would say.
No, there's
And
not.
it sounds like in Canada there is a lot of bare land.
Well, I don't agree with the Canadian government. And if I'm going to sound bad here, I'll sound bad. I don't care. There was, you know, these boats. People want to come to Canada wherever, and they get on boats, and the people sell them the passage. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I guarantee you. So the Coast Guard found one with 10,000. I believe they were Arab. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And they didn't turn it back. They let them land. And you know where they sent all 10,000? Right here.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a very strong immigration lawyer firm here. So, I mean, I'm not against people, but you just can't drop 10,000 people somewhere.
Oh, I know this.
You know,
I tried a couple of million just crossing on into your border.
it's. I don't want to go there. It's a tenuous subject. It's just part of world living,
Yeah.
and I don't think Canada has ever turned anybody away that I know of in those circumstances.
Mm.
But it
Oh, yes, they have. Whenever, okay, I know I would not be able to just walk into Canada right now. There's no way.
not no. I mean, you never could. Uh,
Right. I don't know how some of the deserters got in there, but probably not on any of the main ways.
well, as you know, we got the longest undefended border in the world between us.
Mm-hmm.
And it just it's is anything right or wrong? I don't know.
And
Um,
no wall.
the which the what?
And no wall.
No, well, I mean,
And it works, right? I don't know how, but I would like to know how.
you know,
Um,
Camel would know this, Carl. Um, where I am, there's a tunnel on the bridge
mm-hmm.
between Michigan and south to Ohio and that. Um, and we've driven it, and you get out, you change your money, you go through, border, the whole thing. But if I go north to Sarnia, which is about 200 miles north, we went from there, the north part of Michigan, crossed. And I remember that night, it was 2 in the morning, and I swear it was nothing more
Hi,
than,
Dee Dee.
oh, she's going. It was nothing more than a wooden hut. And you stopped and you wrote the papers and you drove through. But anyway, good night, Gigi. If it matters to you, Gigi, my sister married a guy 12 years their senior, and they got a brand new house in Pickering. And I can't remember the subdivision. I told you about the English guy, 12 years old, always. And he said to my sister one time, he's inferring, I
Hey,
almost, you're going to get bored with my stories. I almost literally punched the living daylights out of him when I was 16.
Ugh.
But he said to her one time, money was everything. Basically, what you're working for doesn't really matter. Which didn't surprise me. Really, John? It doesn't matter. No. Oh, I'll stay at home then. I'll take care of the house. I'll stay at home. He says, you can't do that. I'm using your money to invest. Month and a half later, she phones my dad. I didn't know it. Says, can I come home? I want my car, which is a 70 vet, and the clothes on my back. That's all. And she came home. But anyway, yeah, there's a few people from England I don't care for. I almost beat the crap out of him.
Yep. Well, the English can be pretty snooty.
Well,
Some are awesome, wonderful, but I guess it depends on titles and all that.
maybe he was he was somewhat stout. And real quick, I told you we rented the cottage. So my girlfriend and I went up, and she had the cot, and I had the air mattress. And it was morning. I heard a bit of a commotion, and I looked up. If you look past your head, and my parents' room, my dad's, they were asleep. And the next room, my sister and her husband was there. And I just saw a leg go up like a straight leg. And she went into the corner off the bed.
Oh my goodness.
My girlfriend had to hold me back. I'm going to kill him. But anyway, I didn't. But anyway, she divorced. And, got bored. You know what, Bonnie? I have no doubt he had a condominium. He had 3/4 inch plank, both paneling put in by a retired woodsmith, whatever, carpenter, master carpenter.
Mhm.
I have no doubt his coffin weighs 2,000 pounds. with him
Good.
and another 1,000. This is my joke. Another 1,000 for his money, and it's laying there. It's like all his money is in with him rotting. He was a piece of work.
Hey, good night,
Mine.
y'all. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna sit back. It's starting to get to me sitting on the edge of this chair.
I understand, Chuck. I'm fixing to shut it down.
But
Good
anyway,
night, y'all.
D-Dog, I wish you were here earlier. Good
take
night,
care,
Chuck.
take care, Chuck. I seem to come up here late, Bonnie. I apologize, but the thing about tech, it can be a thankless job,
Oh,
But
I know.
it's
It's all right. I
it's
always enjoy your conversations.
well, at least you know how to get out of the white screen.
Yes. All
I,
right, Black Watch. You have a good night.
you too, man. Take care.
Good night, everybody. Thank y'all for coming by. Hope to see you around soon. God bless y'all. Stay safe.